I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to it.
Muck fun days.
Happy Monday. Woo!
Dude, it's just, I don't know. It was hard to wake up this morning.
Yeah.
My blanket is never warmer than 10 minutes before I have to wake up. It's just like it hits that shoulder and it's just that extra dose of, but I have to be up now.
Yeah. You never sleep your best until right before you got to get up.
It's literally, the darkest before dawn.
Yeah. Well, it's Monday morning. Up and at 'em.
Welcome to it.
Yeah. Hope all of you had a delightful weekend. We had a busy weekend. Lots of stuff. Of course, a lot of 9/11 tributes and events. You were out at Ford on Saturday for the car show.
Yeah. Got to say a huge thank you to everybody who came out.
There's some pretty sweet rides out there on Saturday.
There was one.
I love when they had, I saw one car, a picture of a car, and it's like the past and the future and Batman all rolled into one.
I know exactly the car you're talking about, too, because I actually, I talked to somebody about that car.
Yeah.
So it's the black one, right? The Phantom-looking one?
It was a beautiful car.
I'm trying to get to the picture
there's so
here.
many, but that one, to me, in my head, just stood out.
So actually, and the one next to it was pretty cool, too. That one.
Yeah, that's the car.
I talked to the guy, because if you walk around the vehicle, the clearance of, like, the fender, like the where the wheels are, like that much. I couldn't even fit like a finger under it. Yeah. So he's saying it all comes off when he drives around town. Because you couldn't go down Washington with that thing. The one I liked was actually right next to it, because it had them things going on up front.
Oh yeah,
look at those fangs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's cool about this one had the suicide doors.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
the ones that open this way.
Yeah,
real pimp. Yeah, it was real cool.
Yeah.
Ride. But there was a lot of really awesome rides, and just a great crowd out there too.
Good deal.
Yeah,
and I imagine they named their hometown hero and all that good stuff. So
remember the name offhand, but he was overwhelmingly nominated.
Nice, awesome. So
good times.
Good deal. Yeah, lots of great stuff happened out on the weekend. Hope everybody partook and participated in all that stuff. Got another busy week this week too.
Yep.
So
this weekend's actually looking busier than last.
Yeah, this is true for us anyway.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, football Friday night. Of course, Goddard got the win in El Paso.
Nice.
I think Roswell lost to Hobbs there. I think they were down a score I think Artesia squeaked out the win over Deming too. So it was busy weekend, and but
just not a good weekend for the Coyotes.
And thanks to, of course, I was board up in the Goddard game on Fierro. Big thanks to Jeff Matthews for calling that game for us. He did a great job. He had his little app he used to basically where I could get his audio online, and it sounded great. And once we got our communications worked out on, how to, hey, how long do you want to break for, and all that. Once we got all that figured out, we were good to go. So big thanks to him. So.
Pull back at the curtain. It's very interesting to know how like things get to air. I mean, just to like the different various ways that, all right, well, plan A is not going to work. We'll go to plan C, and then there's plan double C. And if that doesn't work, we got plan, schwa symbol.
If you ever seen the movie Down Periscope, and the scene where Fraser Crane's trying to communicate with the rest of the world, and sorry, I don't remember character
Kelsey
names.
Grammer.
And so when Fraser's trying to communicate with everybody, the communications are down, and so the communications officer has to like lick his fingers to be the conduit for the wires to connect. And go ahead, sir. That's radio.
That's pretty much exactly what it is. I got my first taste of that with when I walked back into that back room at KEND. Like when I was like, I just stepped past Deaf Steve and I saw that, we were running sound through, I think, was that a TV monitor? It was
probably our EAS.
It was really something.
Yeah.
A whole lot of wires.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's lots of those. And I don't know if even they know where they all go. But
every now and again, our engineer would just come in with this like, it looked like a screwdriver, but it wasn't. And he would just go to where all the fuses were.
Oh, the punch block? Yeah.
All right, should be fine.
Yeah.
What did you even do?
I know enough to know that that's like the punch block. Kind of think of the old days of like the telephone operator going, it's something
But just
like
sometimes
that.
I feel like he was keeping his job just by every now and again coming into my office and just clicking the thing real quick. And it didn't do anything. It just made it look like he was doing something.
And maybe that it does nothing. It just looks like they know.
See, that's the cool thing about being an engineer is you know all the ways to make yourself look like you're doing something.
Yeah. It's kind of like Airplane 2 when they go on the moon base there and William Shatner, who's the commander of the moon base, he's like, we got all this flashing and beeping and flashing. Why are these beeping out of sequence? I don't know, sir. Well, make them beep in sequence. That's
pretty much, yeah. Why was that doing that thing? I don't even know.
I just remember the shh part. Every time I think of that, it makes me
oh, right.
Shh, shh. That's how they open the doors.
Yep.
Shh, 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 shh. Loved it. Anyway,
sorry. I can rewatch Airplane 2. It's been a long time.
To be honest, there's more funny one-liners in there than most people realize.
Yeah.
Like they give them all to the Airplane, but there's quite a few in Airplane 2, and many people confuse some of the one-liners from 2 with 1.
Yeah?
Like some of
That's a complicated sentence you just said.
A lot of the Peter Graves jokes.
Right.
The airplane captain, Peter Graves, he was famous many moons ago.
Yeah, most of those came from the first, like the really famous ones.
Not all of them.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
That's the first one.
Yeah, first.
You ever have a dog rub them down on your leg?
That's the second one.
Second one, yeah. But that's one that people confuse all the time.
The ones I always reference are, you ever seen a grown man naked? And you ever seen any Gladiator movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole, anyway, the Sonny Bono parts and the Rocky 38 and all that's all 2. Sonny Bono was the bag. That was the.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Sonny Bono.
Well, he got his in the end. Turns out a naughty pine took out the enemy of Airplane 2.
Guess he didn't watch George of the Jungle. Sorry.
Too soon? That's the thing. That movie was playing the long con. We're like, we're going to get our protagonist yet, or our antagonist yet.
I guess I should do the rundown before
maybe.
Alienate Sonny Bono fans across the land.
Well, 2 of them.
This hour, I think we'll replay our sheriff's interview.
Okay.
We had on Friday, Sheriff Mike Carrington and Charles Eastlis joined us for awesome conversation, as always. So we'll play that for you here in just a few minutes. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to be joined in studio by one of our Leadership Roswell Alumni Association award winners. Of course, they had their annual awards. They normally have a banquet. COVID put the kibosh on all the banquets and things. So we're going to be interviewing all the different. We had General Murray on last week. He was our Lifetime Achievement winner. Jane Anglin, she, who I know very well, and many folks probably do through the Historical Society. She was a teacher for many years here in the area, and she's involved in a plethora of stuff, but hence the reason she's an award winner. But she's Outstanding Leader Award recipient this year. So she's going to join us in the 8 o'clock hour and chit chat and talk about her and all that good stuff.
Nice.
So it'll be a fun conversation. I think she's nervous. It'll be easy. So really.
Well, the nervous ones are always the fun ones, though, because that's when you get to kind of like put their mind at ease. And so show them it's not that big a deal.
Well, she's taught for many years. This is easy compared to the things she's done throughout her time with us. So
I always tell them right before they got, just don't even worry about it. It's just thousands and thousands of people listening to you talk in real time, but don't worry. It's fine.
I wish thousands.
Come on, I like to drum myself up a little bit every now and again.
Tens of people.
Millions upon millions are about to hear your dulcet tones emanating from this microphone.
Dozens of people in this building will hear you.
Tens of people are going to hear you talk,
right.
all right?
That's right. So we'll talk with Jane in the 8 o'clock hour. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we'll have the folks from American Legion Post 61 join us, give us an update on things with recapping and talking about future plans. So that'll be coming up here in just a little bit, or in the 9 o'clock hour. Plus, we'll do the hourly features that have the news, both the local and national variety. No local sports today. I believe our news beat guy is a little under the weather this morning. So.
He was at the Korn concert over the weekend, and he got a little raucous.
Blew his voice out.
That's what happened. Eric Butler, he loves that part in that one song where he goes, boom, da, da, boom, da, boom, da, boom, da. And that's where he lost it.
And then he just skips into rooms going, "Are you ready?"
What's crazy is when Eric Butler gets in the pit and tries to love someone. I didn't even think he had it in you. He's throwing elbows.
That's right. Well, a little too much this weekend. So so he blew his voice out.
Gotta simmer down.
The Korn concert.
Walked in going, "Oh, wow. That's the wrong band."
Problem is, we told him to go to the Korn concert. He's screaming at a can of Libby's.
Showed up in the field like, "I don't even know I'm here."
He's like, "Are you?" It's like, it's just corn on the cob. Relax. I could see, I'm getting buttered. On that note, 7:16, here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. It looks like we'll stay warm for most of the upcoming week and little or no chance of rain with high pressure parked over our area. A little breezy today. We'll be in the low 90s with hazy sunshine. Overnight will be clear down to about 60 and then mid 90s for the afternoon high tomorrow, and we keep the sunshine. Clear for Tuesday night and then low to mid 90s Wednesday and Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 58 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 56%. Winds currently out of the north at 3 miles per hour. More widespread haze for your Monday afternoon. Otherwise, sunny skies and a high of 92. Winds will be out of the south 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, skies will be clear. Expect an overnight low of 61 degrees with south winds 5 to 10. Sunny for your Tuesday and a high of 96 tomorrow. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear tomorrow night with an overnight low of 65 degrees. South winds 5 to 10. Glancing at the rest of the week, no talk of rain, by the way, just sun pretty much for all week. Sunny, 91 for a high on Wednesday. Thursday, sunny skies with a high of 94. Friday, sunny and 96. And then for the weekend, warm ones, sunny and 97 Saturday, more the same, sunny 97 on Sunday. So enjoy your 92 today. That's, between that and Wednesday, it's probably going to be your cooler days for the week. All right, 7:18, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then on the other side, we're going to play our interview we had on Friday with Sheriff Mike Harrington and Undersheriff Charles Islas from the Chaves County Sheriff's Department. That's happening on the other side. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A good September run this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves and light yearlings with condition. We expect to sell 950 head, breaking down like this: 75 to 100 weighing cows and bulls, 50 to 75 pairs of bred cows, 800 to 850 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 10 cow-calf pairs, excellent quality black and Charolais crossbred pairs. Cows be 5-8 years old. 20 bred cows, excellent quality black and black white face, red white face English crossbred cows bred to Angus. Cows be preg checked this morning. 76 calves, LS Cattle Company, Corona, New Mexico. Excellent quality 90% black and black white face Angus cross calves. Both Shield Gold, one shot, 7-way Somnus at Brandon, 375, 500 pounds. 30 calves, Hendricks Ranch, Flying H, New Mexico. Good quality black Brangus cross calves, thin condition, 400, 600 pounds. 40 calves and light yearlings, Boyles Ranch out here west of Roswell. Good quality crossbreds, thin to medium condition, 400, 650 pounds. 18 calves, Mr. Melvin Foley, Hope, New Mexico. Excellent quality black Angus and Brangus cross calves, 400, 550 pounds. And 21 calves, Treadway Ranch, Balmorhea, Texas. Excellent quality black, white-faced Charolais crossbred calves, 375, 550 pounds. Sale time this morning will be at 9 o'clock. Sell pairs, bred cows 9:30. Be selling calves and yearlings about 10. Fairly short on cows today, so don't be late. We expect to sell 950 head. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Mays Lumber Company. You know us for quality service and dependability. And Mays Lumber Company's pellet stoves are exactly that. A pellet stove from Mays Lumber Company provides you with the cozy, comfortable heat you want when you want it. With a pellet stove from Mays Lumber, you can adjust the intensity of heat and maintain a constant temperature. Plus, pellet stoves will save you both time and money, along with easy maintenance. Come pick yours up today. Mays Lumber Company, 115 South Virginia, Roswell.
You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
It's an idea whose time has come. The MTA Mechanics and Tires Mobile Tire Shop. No longer will the drama of auto service ruin your entire day. Instead, MTA Mechanics and Tires will come to you. MTA will install new tires, fix your brakes, or just fix a flat while your vehicle is at work, home, or even the airport. So skip the drama. Call the Mobile Tire Shop at MTA Mechanics and Tires, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. That's because men are 6 times more likely to wear a tinfoil hat in a thunderstorm. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio this morning, the birthday boy, Sheriff Mike Harrington and Under Sheriff Charles Eastlis. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. How are you?
How are y'all doing today?
We're doing great.
Good deal.
TGIF.
That's right, exactly. It was so funny that it came up because I was talking and because I'd sent the sheriff a message and say, "Hey, reminder, we got you on today."
Right.
And so I was talking at the end of the hour last hour. And I was like, "Oh yeah, the sheriff's coming," and I was looking to see just to make sure he'd say, "Hey, I'm coming" or not coming. And then I got a thing on Facebook today. Is Sheriff Mike? I was like, "Oh, look at this!" It just happened organically. I was like, "Oh, look at this!" Just happened. So.
Yeah,
but
that's good. And
how's any birthday plans today other than working?
Work, lots of work today, and.
Maybe the residents of Chaves County can behave themselves. Everybody, just today.
Yeah.
I mean, for just today, give the sheriff time to enjoy his birthday.
Yeah, and so we're going to be working today on that, but we're also getting everything ready for all the September 11th stuff that starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we're going to be out with the Waymaker Church on the east side of town.
Okay.
By St. John's Church tomorrow from 10 to 2.
Okay.
I'll be cooking hot dogs out there.
All right.
And then also during the same time, we'll be at the Roswell Ford.
They got a car show and their Hometown Hero event that's happening tomorrow at 10 to 1, I believe.
Yep. So I'm a judge on the car show.
Okay.
So I'll be back and forth from there.
Okay.
And then also the
Piñata Fest.
Piñata Fest starts
going. They got their 9/11 tribute concert. Tom Blake and a few others are going to be singing. That starts at 10 a.m.
Yep.
And that's going to be in the courthouse.
On the courthouse lawn.
That's kind of kicking off the Saturday festivities for Piñata Fest.
Exactly.
Correct. I also could kind of say because farmers market's going from 7 to 10 or 11.
7 to 12.
So it kind of transitions everything from farmers market to Piñata Fest out there.
And it all works good together because really and truly it's the same group of people that's going to attend both.
Absolutely.
And so it's going to be a good thing. The Piñata Fest actually starts tonight.
Yeah, day one's today.
5 o'clock to 10 p.m. and then carries on tomorrow from 10 to 10.
10 to 10.
And I'm sure Sheriff and of course all law enforcement and everybody else want to remind folks there's going to be a lot more people, a lot more traffic. There's going to be some closures downtown, some of the side streets.
Slow down.
Yes. Pay attention, slow down. Don't go. You should never be barreling through downtown because it's always busy, but
that's
particularly
why it's 25 miles an hour.
Yep.
And one of the things is the kids and these are great events, Go out there, support the food vendors, support the people who are out there, and just go see. It's like I tell everybody about the farmers market. The one thing that is amazing to me is the things that you find out there. You can't find anywhere else.
Absolutely.
Pretty neat.
And
unique stuff.
You go out there and you're like, man, I've never seen anything like that before, and it's cheap. Not cheap.
I ended up being one of the big sales. I spent $40.
There you go.
So
so all you vendors at the farmers market, Charles Eastless is a mark.
Yes,
he will buy your stuff. Just be nice to him.
Well, and how you spend $40 on dollar stuff?
Yes,
I guess you get bags of $40, 40 things.
Well, for those who don't know, because Charles, you and your dad are now part of American Legion 61 with the Sons and everything. So we'll be out there selling stuff. So tell our other Legionnaires when you see Charles come, get him to buy some steering wheel covers and masks and everything else.
Oh, you'll be
cookies, all kinds of stuff out there.
You'll be tracked down to buy some cookies and stuff out there. So
we gotta get there early for the cookies. They go like 9 o'clock on. They're gone.
I bought his birthday out there.
Yeah, that's right.
See,
nice.
Well, and talking about birthdays is I'm so blessed to have another one. And this week we have laid to rest quite a few people within our community. Who you would have never believed they would have gone this soon. And so I can honestly say that I'm truly blessed to have another day and to have another birthday. And the crazy thing is in my mind, and I say this to everybody, especially whenever I'm in a fight, when the fight starts, I feel 18. During the fight, I now feel 52, and then once the fight's over, I feel 88 or 90.
I know exactly how you feel. Sure,
for about 3 or 4 weeks. So, but in your mind, as long as you got that drive and you're continuing to go, you're gonna do fine. And so, but this week we've done lots of funeral escorts. We've done lots of things for some great people who passed on early, and I don't question God. I believe everything is in His time, but it's sad to see the effects that it left on the people behind. I'm happy
and how young
they went on to a better place, but for those who are left here, it's tough.
Death, the hard part for death is the people that are behind.
That's right.
I mean, at the end of the day, when we die, we're dead. We're on to the next thing here.
Next deal.
Hopefully, you did your life well here, and you're going on to a good place on the other side here. But your problems are done. It's the rest of us here that are left behind to deal with the memories and the loss and everything else. And humans, some humans handle it better than others. And if you're already in a place of depression or stress, and then you add that on top of that could be the layers that cause you to really have some serious mental health problems, things like that. So,
and one of the things is when a person is fighting a disease like cancer or something else, and it's prolonged, and they're in pain and they're in agony, and when they pass,
it's almost relief sometimes.
Yes, and it's different than whenever somebody's just gone almost immediately.
Sure.
And so we've seen that. We felt that this week, and we have some more funerals that are coming up that are just heartbreaking.
Too soon.
Ones you shouldn't have to be doing right now, and it stinks that you do. My own personal, because I've had it both. When my father passed away, he had the long battle of cancer and all that. My mom had a aneurysm in her heart and did it suddenly. So I've experienced both where like one out of left field, and the left field one is rougher because it's harder, faster. Now, in terms of getting over it, I got to be honest. I think the longer drawn out one was a little rougher to deal with in that side because you're physically watching someone you love be less of a person they were than you knew them.
Oh yeah.
So that's a little bit more mentally grinding, I think. Whereas the other one's kind of like a gut punch. But then after the gut punch settles in, you can kind of process a little bit and do it. You don't dwell on it as much. You just deal with the shock and then try to recover.
And the thing about that also is, she went on to be with her husband.
Yeah.
So you have that deal. That's something where when the first one that's tough because it's been a battle. It's been your job.
Yeah.
For ruling your life for for a long period of time. Where the other one, you're like, you know what? She went on to be with Dad.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's comforting to know, in a sense. But yeah, it's tough, and we're dealing with that right now. And
sure.
And so what we tell everybody, and what I tell everybody is the sheriff, you know, if you want to wear a mask, you wear a mask. If you want to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
But we're not going to tell you have to.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way it's got to be. And that's the Constitution of the United States, Constitution of New Mexico.
Absolutely.
Very clear. It says you have the right to make the choice for your life.
This is the country you want to be. The freedom to do what you want, but also the responsibility to understand the repercussions for that.
Repercussions or consequences.
And consequences or the responsibilities of that. That's what this is. Like, sure, if you want to do this, great.
Yeah.
As long as you're willing to accept this, and this, that's what's going to happen, or this. It's just like anything else in life. You make decisions, you weigh the pros and cons, and hopefully you pick the side that's got more pros than cons for you. Yeah. And that's how you make life decisions.
That's what makes this country the best country in the world.
Exactly. And as long as you're doing that, you're doing the right things for you. I mean, obviously, if we're getting into, other things, murders and things, then you're going to be dealt with. But when it comes to making decisions on what you do to your lives, and I don't want to get political, but I'm like, I know there's the abortion arguments, and they're talking, and it's almost like the people are making the same arguments for the opposite things.
Exactly.
Did you notice that? Reverse.
Yeah.
My body, my choice.
And it's like,
reverse.
How hypocritical do all of you look right now? Because you just jumped on the other team.
Yeah.
And
29 today? Yeah, 25 if you reverse.
24, he's
you
lying.
look in the mirror,
He's 26.
Instead of 52, it shows 25.
He says he keeps going back.
I keep standing in front
I like
of the
that.
mirror.
Yeah. That's the thing.
25 with experience.
I keep standing in front of the mirror looking at
52
that
years
reverse.
experience.
Yeah.
But the mirror doesn't help me to realize that I'm 25.
As long as you're looking at the cake in the mirror, not the rest of it, right?
Cake. Don't look at the man. That's it.
You're closer in the mirror.
Yeah.
We're not going to put any candles because the fire marshal will have our.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't be able to blow them out. I'd be like that wheezing and so not good. So
hey, just put a road flare on the top there. That's like a fountain. It'd be like fireworks and candles all at the same time.
And a huge fire.
But one thing I wanted to talk about real quick was some of the things for the sheriff's office. So, since I've been in office, we've got 19 new trucks.
Nice.
And we've had new transport vans for the courts and stuff like that. And well, we just got 4 more from the capital outlay money that our legislators and senators got for us.
Nice.
As well. So we have 1 Tahoe that's coming and 3 more trucks.
Nice.
So we are doing very well. And
I was talking with the mayor yesterday about it, and I was kind of curious about it because they were talking ICIP and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I was asking because they were talking about, purchasing more vehicles for the city, law enforcement, and so forth.
Yeah.
And I was kind of curious, how that process, and he kind of explained it, but you could probably explain a little better, or at least when you all buy vehicles, do you all, because obviously you got your Dodges or, whatever companies are at the time making vehicles for police officers. Sometimes Ford makes them, sometimes Dodge. Chevy, I think, even has a few in there. Right. But anyway, when you guys go to buy those, do you call local dealerships and they order it, or is there a police vehicle store some out there that we don't know about? How does all that work?
You have a state contract, but I'll let Charles tell you because he's the guy that deals with all that.
This is how it works. The sheriff comes in and says, "I need this many vehicles."
Okay.
And then I said, "Okay."
Okay.
And then it begins. What happens is you go off a state contract.
Okay.
You do have a state contract. You do have also CES. So it just depends on what you find. On state contract, you have several different dealerships that will put vehicles on there.
Okay.
And your more popular vehicles for law enforcement are your trucks now, your SUVs.
Okay. They're going in that
things
direction.
like that. They do still have some cars.
I'm a trendsetter.
There you go. But what happens is you go on, and they're pretty reasonable as far as, or comparable, I should say, in price. And what state contract does is it gives us a price, we pay that price, and then they're reimbursed the difference through submitting that through the state. And what I look for is I look and see how much money I have, and then I see what I can get for that, because I still have uplifting of the vehicles. And what people don't realize is I may pay $26,000 for a truck that's normally $40,000. But
then
when I drop another 15 to 20,000 worth of equipment into that vehicle, so now we're back up to 45,000. And if that truck is wrecked or something happens to it, I get paid for the truck. You want to talk about scavenging now?
So now you got to go through and look for all the equipment out,
all that stuff
cannibalize
out.
as much as you can.
Absolutely.
Out of it.
Yeah, if it's not damaged. So we had a truck that was wrecked just a couple of weeks after putting it out on the street.
Oh, that's the worst kinds. The new ones.
700 miles.
Then you get a $19,000 check from the insurance.
And how do you get $40,000 into it?
How do you get another vehicle for that price? So, but we luckily enough, we use all local places to do like our uplifting. We use Albuquerque.
Okay.
WAC.
So you can kind of work deals and get. Yeah. But you know.
But here we use the Rap Studio and some other places that does all of our decals, and so we try to bring all the money back locally.
Sure.
And
as much as you can on
as
that.
much as we can.
So I'm curious because, like you said, they got to do the uplifting on the vehicles. But are those vehicles, like when you buy them, they're still not the same truck or SUV that a customer would buy? It's got a beefier like chassis or some other things that are a little different than the regular Tahoes or whatever a customer would buy.
The ones I just purchased 4. I purchased 3 trucks and 1 SUV, and they're all SSV special service vehicles.
Gotcha.
So they have the heavy duty suspension, the tow package. They have the police package on the engine.
Okay.
The engine is a little faster.
Okay.
It has more power. So it has the extras
you get
inside.
the special Tahoes or Dodge or Rams or whatever they're offering out there.
I'm going to tell you, the Tahoe that we got, that thing is sharp.
It's unbelievable.
It's crazy how high it sets up off the ground now, and compared to the ones before. But, that was one of my reasons of going with the trucks is for the 21 years and time that I was with the sheriff's office and driving a patrol car or even an expedition, the chassis sets so low.
You need the clearance
on the county road. You're going to rip out the bottom of them, and so now we have these vehicles that pretty much can go anywhere.
Nice.
And with these tires that we get, the 10-ply tires, we go everywhere.
Nice.
And it's amazing.
It's come a long way from years ago.
Yeah.
When we got 20 years ago when we first got the expeditions, the sergeants, he was a sergeant at the time, the sergeants got the expeditions and we all had the cars.
Yeah.
And we thought we were it then. And then you'd get, at that time I was a detective, and I would have to park my car, jump in the expedition, put my gear in the expedition, and have them take me down to a crime scene because my car wouldn't make it.
Oh,
and
wow.
so we've come a long way
in
that amount of time.
Now you can go by yourself.
Exactly.
I don't need a parent.
Everybody has their own car.
That's it. And that's kind of the way everything has gone. It's become more compatible with the job that you actually do. It's just like the uniform that we wear today.
Yeah.
This vest is unbelievable. When you put it on and you put on all your gear, and if you're wide as I am, you get to carry more gear. So my vest, my vest weighs about.
I do
30.
this for equipment.
Yeah. I do this
yeah.
for equipment reasons.
That's a good
But,
excuse. I'm gonna try
I try and keep this wider than this. But
but and it was the same thing with your belt. When your belt is as tall as you are, you can carry more gear on it. You can carry some of the other guys' gear for you.
I got a few loops right here.
Yeah. So, but one of the things about it is you get to carry all your gear up here, and this vest weighs about 35 pounds.
I'm about to say it's.
But
and actually, that's all things considered, as much stuff and everything. That's pretty light.
That's pretty light.
It's better to carry on your shoulders than on your hips and your waist.
You're going to pay for it. At the end of the day, your life.
Believe me, and I know because right now at 52. Today,
25.
That 25. That sciatic nerve is very touchy.
Yeah.
And when you have all that weight down going on your hips and on your sciatic nerve, over time it really causes you some serious injuries or issues. And but this vest, I'm telling you, it's all on the shoulder. You don't even notice the weight of it at all, and because you're carrying it all on your legs and
more comfortable,
and so it's more comfortable. But
and then I guess after a while,
Yeah.
Well, when
you get used to
when
it,
you
you're
get in
part
your
of
office,
it.
You know,
you just unzip it.
Yeah, we do live in New Mexico. And it's like 800 degrees out here a lot.
But you unzip this thing, you can open up the vest, and you can get some air conditioning from the car. But and before you couldn't do that, so you're sweating underneath that uniform shirt, underneath that vest.
Yeah.
And the smell that would come up every once in a while from right here was not
there
good.
is no
Little
odor
gamey.
like that odor.
There's so much baby powder can do.
If baby powder wouldn't even do it, it just turned to paste.
It was the smell of a locker room all the time.
Okay.
You know, and you can everybody can relate to the locker room smell. You know?
Absolutely.
And so that's how that musky smell. So, but so when we went to these, the hardest part about it was not to sell it for the comfort, but to sell it to say, look, this is something that's going to be medically better for us in the long run. Because when people first see this vest and the uniform and everything that we went to, they're like, you're the Gestapo. You're out there. You look like you're in the military. You look like you're going to war. Well, in reality, we are.
Every day.
Absolutely right.
Every day.
You're absolutely
and
right.
So, but the main thing is that I did this not to be as an intimidation look, but as a comfort to the officer appearance, as well as it does look sharp.
Yeah.
You know, it really does
Functionality
look
is a
good.
big part.
And you got to have something that's easy to deal with, easy to take on and off. When they come into the office and do reports, they can take this off, set it to the side, cool down, be comfortable, and throw it on real quick.
Sure, if they got to get out in a pinch, they can get up and get dressed.
It's like
real
a pair
quick.
of bunkers for a fireman. Just jump in the boots, pull up the pants, and go.
Yeah.
You know, they're all attached, so you can do it. Same thing here. You can set it to the side. It's easy to put all your gear back on in just a minute. So we've done some great things with this department, and we've seen technology and things that have become more and more officer friendly, and so we're going that route. And we're doing lots of things, lots of training. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's the evolution of policing.
It
And
is.
It's and like any other place or career or path or anything, you have to be evolving or you're devolving. And
the other part is
behind.
And the other
exactly.
part is you have to have people who can accept change, because people will fight change harder than any other fight I've ever seen. You know, they're so complacent, and change is scary. But once they get there, they're like, man, we should have done this a long time ago.
Sure. Well,
You know?
we have that mindset of it's better to go with the devil you know than the devil you don't. And that's the mindset I think most of us have. And so that's
right.
what we think change. It's
Yeah.
like, well, I don't like this, but at least I know what it is.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so I can deal with it. And, no, this is better.
Yeah.
Oh, it is better. Okay,
Yeah.
then this is
Right.
a new change. But that's how we have to do it every time because we're too stubborn to just say, hey, maybe this one is a good idea.
How many of us flip through Netflix for something to watch, and we always go back to something we've already watched,
Right.
And we know the ending.
I can
but we
only
know
watch
it.
Ernest Goes to Jail so many
But
times.
we know it, and so we watch it again. You know?
Yeah, because now you can talk. Now you can talk with it as it's playing. you
Yeah,
know, so
exactly.
That's how I do with Andy Griffith.
It's like that old T-shirt or that old the old pair
favorite.
of shorts or something you love putting
Don't
on.
throw those out.
Yeah, you have no godly business being in public with those
That's
things,
right.
but you love wearing them because they're just comfortable. As far as like what we're seeing on the streets, things like that, what's has it been more of the same in the last couple weeks? Upticks, downticks, like what you got? What are you guys seeing?
So
now?
right now, one of the things that we're dealing with is still with people, stealing cars, stealing property.
Those are still
those are still things that are going on.
Crimes of convenience.
Crimes of
Property
convenience.
crimes.
Yeah. So your home, like your burglaries and stuff like that, aren't as high, but your crimes against people are still there because some people are still at home. So whenever they go to do what is considered a burglary, they get in, and then all of a sudden there's people there. Now it becomes crimes against person. And, we're glad to see that the schools are back in session. Things I think are going to come down a little bit more in crimes against children.
Good.
Types of things I think are going to get better because
Now
they
the
can
people
tell.
getting out of the house, there's less domestic issues.
And they can tell somebody about it.
But we're still in that phase of people are going stir crazy, and we just experienced something that one of my workers, their daughter had to go to the hospital the other day for a car wreck injury, and we have no nurses. We have no staff. Everybody was gone because of this the mandate to get COVID shot. Well, now Lubbock is fully staffed, if not overstaffed.
They all went to Texas
because they all went to Texas.
Yeah.
That's bad for us.
Absolutely.
And
we all knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, we knew that was going to happen.
And that's what makes us mad.
Because you go into the hospital, they're all standing in the hallways. There's no beds available. Not because there's not beds available, but there's no nurses to take care of those beds.
They can't run certain tests because people can't do those tests.
You can't run the tests, and so we're seeing more and more things like that. And it's just it's crazy if you just leave it to people. I truly believe if you just said, you know what, go get the shot if you want it, or if you don't. I believe you would have more people probably go get the vaccine if they want.
Sure.
Because they're not feeling forced to go do it.
Well, anytime anybody's made to do something, they're going to turn
You're
it
going to get that resistance.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that, you should get it or you shouldn't get it, but I believe that whenever you're forced, that there's always the wall that's put up.
Yeah.
And so whenever you just say it's your choice, just like the flu shot, people go in, they get it or they don't get it.
Exactly.
But we don't really worry about it because if you don't have it, or even if you do have it and you get the flu, then you're going to hear people say, man, that shot gave me the flu. Or you're going to have people say, man, I wished I would have got it because this year's flu was horrible.
Sure.
Whatever it is, but you can't make everybody happy. And no matter how hard we try to force things on people, or not the sheriff's office, but I'm talking about our government.
Sure.
It's going to cause a rebellion or a resistance like they've never seen before.
No matter what you're trying
and then
to
when you
force.
watch when you watch the TV and you see a government that is in complete
chaos,
confusion. And it's not, and it's because a man has an illness. He shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
So that's a bad thing.
I always tell people, the people, like you said, I'm all for it. People, do your choices. You choose what you feel is best for you and your family. For the people that choose not to get the shots and things like this, and because of their worries of which are very valid worries, what's the long term here, how much testing's done. Exactly. If you're having those questions, my suggestion to you is before you make that decision one way or another, do what you do for every other time when you're in this situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk to the experts you trust.
Yeah.
Call your doctor.
Exactly.
Call the people that you trust with your medical questions and see what they say.
Sure.
If they agree with you, do that. If they tell you something different, then you do what they do on that. Because but you do the ones you trust, the ones that you feel safe with doing. And if you don't have that person, go find one.
That's right.
Go get a doctor. Go get someone. Go talk to go get this done because unfortunately we live in an information age where everything's at our fingertips. But with that, everything's at our fingertips. The good, the bad, the ugly, and unless you know what you're looking for, it's really hard to determine what's legit, what's not legit,
You can't
what's
look anything
hokum.
up anymore.
Yeah.
Don't look up symptoms.
You'll be, oh my gosh, look at this.
I want to die.
So rather than rely your decision making on all of that nonsense, go to the places you know and trust, your doctors, your healthcare professionals, the people that see you, that see your kids, that do that you rely for everything else
trust your life
health related to with, and ask them this: why would you do anything different now? If any time now more than ever is the time to listen to them, because there's so many people telling you so many different things. Go to the people that you know you trust.
You wouldn't go to a car dealer to buy a cell phone.
Yeah. Exactly.
And vice versa. Go to the professional.
Yeah, just because your buddy said, "Oh, that vaccine's awful," your buddy works with you doing whatever you do. Sure. They know nothing more about vaccines than you do. They read the same stuff online you did.
That's right.
Go to the experts, the people that went to years of schooling, that treat people day in and
that
day
deal
out.
With it.
It's no more like if you're like you guys are police officers.
Yeah.
If some yahoo came in and started telling you that you need to do officer in this way, you're like, dude, I've been doing this for 20 years.
Yeah.
You literally
Check out
watch cops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're doing the exact same thing with your health care.
And believe me, that happens.
It
Just
happens
check out
more
my,
than you think.
Check out my Facebook page.
More than you think.
Exactly.
You know,
You should do it this way.
and speaking of the Facebook page, one of the things is you'll see I put out everything on there, you know, and we're very discreet when it comes to accidents and stuff like that. You know, we're not going to show the body. We're not going to show things like that.
Yeah.
But we always show the accident because you have to be aware that things like this are happening.
You got to be reminded because
you have to be reminded. You know, just like going to Tatum, scares me to death whenever my kids say, "Hey, we're going to go to Lubbock. We're going to do this," because that road is so dangerous.
it is.
And you got to worry about getting hit head on by someone trying to pass a truck.
Yeah, it's not so much you; it's the other people.
It's the other
and you got to
people.
pay attention.
And then they have the sun rising and setting. And
is in your
it can
eyes.
be blinding. Yeah.
yes.
And so you got to be careful on that, you know. But it's something for us that we are dealing with more and more is within this the sheriff's office is getting information out to the people, being very transparent. If you notice, I go to pretty much every community event, and the reason for that is
Free food. No, I'm
because
just kidding.
food's great. Yeah, food's great because I'm usually the cook.
He's the one doing it.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that it's so important to me is we have to have community relations. You have to have the people in the county which you live and serve trust you.
Absolutely.
And know that you are there for their best interests, you know, and not to be swayed one way or another.
Exactly.
And so that's important to me. And when I get out there, or we get out there, and my guys get out there, we are there as people, as part of the community, but we're also there to show you that, hey, we live here.
We live here as well.
And we want things to go well. I want people to come out and about. I want them to be able to socialize and to get to meet new people and do things. And so for us, it is important to show that we are there, not just walking around making sure you're safe.
Sure.
But it's also to show, hey, we're going to come up. You can come talk to us.
You're
a resource in this community.
Yeah,
people.
and we are approachable.
Whether you need help, whether you need directions, whether you need
whatever
it is, whether you just want to say hello,
or you come up to me and say, "Are you doing this while you're working?" Yeah. If they only knew, I work 24 hours a day.
We work 7 days a week.
When am I not
That's
working?
right.
7 days a week. So, but the reality of it is, if you took what I make as the sheriff and you put it towards the hours I actually put in, you wouldn't want this job if you want to get rich.
I think I'm at about $1.20 an hour. About $1.20 an hour.
That's about right. It doesn't compare, but I don't do this for the money. I do this because I truly do care about Chaves County, and I do care.
This is your
about
home.
the state of New Mexico.
This is our home. It's your home, and you want the best home on the planet. And you're doing your part to help make it that.
People forget that we're out there to take care of them and to be available to them. It's not about Democrat, Republican, Independent. It's about people. It's about the Chaves County residents. It's about if you're visiting Chaves County, it doesn't matter. We're approachable and we love to visit with people.
Exactly. It's all about love. Love comes in many forms. Tough love, compassion, everything else.
And he's right. We hit every event that we possibly can.
Yeah, but you know, it's the same thing like you were just talking. When we put you in jail or we arrest you, it's not anything personal.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's because of the choices you made.
Sure.
And it's just like your mom or dad. You have to, there is discipline that comes with making a bad decision.
Sure.
And, you know, the consequences can be good or bad.
Absolutely.
So, you know, people
could be the
think
wake-up call you need.
consequences. Yeah, consequences, people believe when you say consequences, they always think it's a bad thing. It's not always that.
No.
It's a chain of events that are happened because of the decision you made right here. So if you make a good decision, everything that comes after it is good consequences.
Absolutely.
So that's what we were talking about. And you know,
Life lessons.
Life lessons.
It's like it's all about making. When you make mistakes, we all make mistakes. Learning from them. Some, you know, a trip to jail can be the biggest blessing in disguise for some people.
Can be the biggest change for someone.
Absolutely,
that's exactly right.
Well, we're almost out of. We are out of time, actually. As always, appreciate the visit. Happy birthday!
Well, thank you very much.
Everybody, give the sheriff a happy birthday when you see him out and about this weekend or today, especially.
Real quickly, remember tomorrow, Waymaker Church,
Yes.
Also, Roswell Ford is going to be putting on a car show.
10 to 1.
Stop by there down at the county courthouse in the morning. The Piñata Fest, several events going on this weekend.
Yeah.
You're going to see us bouncing around from event to event. You'll see the MRAP. You'll see some other deputies running around.
Yeah.
So when you see us, come up and talk to us.
By the way, if you're going out to the farmers market and everything tomorrow early, I'm pretty sure we were discussing it at our meeting last night. American Legion Post 61, how they normally have their. I believe they're going to be doing some bell ringing at the times that the plane hits at 7. Now you got to get there early. It's going to be like 7 o'clock hour. Yeah. But they plan on doing that there.
So
too.
one last thing before we go. I just want to tell you, I'm so happy to see you in person because that
you ain't lying
right there.
You ain't lying. That's scary.
It was kind of eerie to sit there and you wanted to talk to it, but then we had the earmuffs on and
it's like
and it just
like
wouldn't talk back.
It's like watching a Jeff Dunham concert. You actually start for a minute thinking you're looking at the puppet, talking to him like he's actually answering it.
I was waiting for someone to start doing this with it.
So thank you for having us on, but we appreciate it.
Thank you. We're glad to be in front of you guys.
Yeah. Welcome back.
We're glad you're good. So we'll see you here in a couple weeks, if not sooner. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Have a great Friday.
Thanks. You do the same. Thank you, guys.
$271 points to 34,607. The Nasdaq down 132 to close at 15,115. And the S&P 500 lost 34 points to 4,458. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
How many times do you think we could say lucky in 30 seconds? This is the lucky 13th year for the Artesia Chamber of Commerce's Clays Crusher Fun Shoot. If you're feeling lucky, please join us on Saturday, September 18th for a fun day of shooting clays. Luckily, we scored a spot at the Eddy County Shooting Range and we'll have 2 rotations at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. If you're lucky, you will hit all 70 targets. If we are lucky, the weather will cooperate. It's just $150 per participant. A team of 5 is just $750, and a sponsorship is luckily $1,300. Sign up at artesiachamber.com or give us a call at 575-746-2744. We just said 7 luckies in 30 seconds. Luck must be on our side. Clays Crusher, September 18th, artesiachamber.com. Paid for by the Artesia and Eddy County Lodgers Tax.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed, antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
The High Caliber Summer Sale is on now at LGS Guns and Ammo. Now through Labor Day weekend, save big on guns, ammo, and everything you need. From brands like Glock, Ruger, Springfield, Smith & Wesson, Mossberg, and more. Plus, massive savings on ammo, targets, magazines, optics, and knives, and a great selection of Springfield St. Edge rifles. The High Caliber Summer Sale on now at LGS Guns and Ammo, Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammunition in Hobbs or Roswell, and at lgsguns.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television.
Senator Joe Manchin's question for fellow Democrats when it comes to passage of President Biden's $3.5 trillion spending plan. Manchin urging a go-slow approach in consideration of the measure. He notes that Congress has already allocated more than $5 trillion, and he says much of that money still going out the door.
There's no one going to be left behind for the rest of this year and most of next year. So the urgency, I can't understand why we can't take time, deliberate on this, and work.
The West Virginia Democrat on ABC's This Week with George Stephanopoulos. Afghanistan, the issue, as Secretary of State Antony Blinken testifies today before the House Foreign Affairs Committee, and then tomorrow he'll go back to Capitol Hill to appear before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Here comes Nicholas. Tropical storm Nicholas could make landfall possibly as a hurricane as early as tonight along the mid-Texas Gulf Coast.
There's a hurricane watch up from Port Aransas, Texas to Freeport, along with a tropical storm warning for all the Texas coast to High Island. So we expect much of the Texas coast to be affected by Nicholas.
The National Hurricane Center's Eric Blake expects parts of coastal Louisiana to feel the storm's impact as well.
Louisiana could also have areas of heavy rain, 5 to 10 inches of rain, which could also cause flooding issues.
Getting down to the wire for the candidates in the California gubernatorial recall election to score points with the voters. They'll go to the polls tomorrow, deciding whether to give Democrat Governor Gavin Newsom the boot. There are dozens of candidates vying to take Newsom's place, including Republican Larry Elder, the apparent front runner among the challengers. Watching Wall Street, the Dow's up 262 points, the S&P ahead 21, the Nasdaq up 16. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Right now, people are home with their pets more often, and I think especially with the shedding, they're more cognizant of what's going on and that it's an actual issue.
Olive got some skin issues. He gets really going and scratching.
Excessive shedding, a lot of just scratching and itching.
Digging, scratching, and itching and biting. On top of that, he was starting to get black buildup in his ears.
DINOVITE.com.
I just heard the Dynovite commercial so many times that I said, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And I ordered it and tried it, and it worked.
We started Dynovite, and in our first stock, we noticed a difference, especially with the shedding.
Within 3 weeks, he's not scratching and itching, and he's an all-around happier dog.
We've got 4 dogs, all different ages, all different sizes, and they've all just responded really well to the Dynovite, and they all love it.
We will be using Dynovite for life.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
We order our Dynovite from Dynovite.com. DINOVITE.com.
The UN says the Philippines, the only country on earth where all the schools are still closed because of COVID-19.
Today marked the start of a new academic year in the Philippines, but schools, which were shut at the start of the COVID outbreak, remain closed. Until recently, 4 other nations, Bangladesh, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia and Venezuela, were in the same position, but these have all now either announced or started the partial reopening of schools. Just the Philippines is left. Children there are being taught using online lessons, printed materials and TV broadcasts, but there are fears the country's 27 million pupils are falling badly behind.
The BBC's Michael Bristow. A court in Amsterdam has ruled that Uber drivers fall under the Dutch Taxi Drivers Collective Labor Agreement. That means they are entitled to the same employment benefits as taxi drivers. Uber vowing to appeal. Townhall.com. The ringleader of the 2017 bombing of a Minnesota mosque to be sentenced today.
Emily Claire Harry, who was previously known as Michael Harry, the leader of an Illinois anti-government militia group, who authorities say was the mastermind behind the 2017 bombing of a mosque in Bloomington, Minnesota, faces a mandatory minimum of 30 years in prison for the attack on the Dar el-Farouk Islamic Center. Harry's attorney, Shannon Elkins, is asking U.S. District Judge Donovan Frank for no more than the minimum 30-year sentence, and says that gender dysphoria and misinformation fueled Harry's inner conflict that led to the bombing. Prosecutors are seeking a life sentence. While no one was physically hurt in the attack, prosecutors say the bomb was an act of terror. I'm Jennifer King.
The average price of regular grade gasoline up a couple of cents over the past 2 weeks. It is now $3.25 per gallon, according to industry analyst Trilby Lundberg. And on Wall Street, the Dow up 296 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to it.
Yeah.
I know it's doesn't feel fun to say it or live it or experience it for the most part, but try your best.
Yeah.
At least it's nice out weather-wise.
You got to keep your eyes on the next thing to look forward to. The problem is there's not the next thing to look forward to for a long time.
But it depends on what you're looking forward to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If you're a football fan, you got more games coming up this weekend.
I was really looking forward to that Ruidoso weekend. Now it's over.
Yeah.
It's like I gotta plan another weekend.
Of course, you got the fair around the corner.
Yeah. Thanks.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a blast. By the way, catch us broadcasting live at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair every night this year.
Yeah. Think about it this way. You're going to be surrounded by chicken on a stick, corn dogs, ice cream, various things fried.
You're not wrong.
At your fingertips for an entire week.
You're not wrong. However, I got bills.
That's where your charm kicks in.
Oh, okay.
Do the DJ Smooth.
Let me try this on the air for you. I wonder what a roast turkey leg tastes like. Let me try this. This is a new flavor experience.
Heck yeah.
Why don't you let us try some of your food on the air? Well, so you can describe to people what potatoes taste like.
And
exactly.
And the real move is you spill it on your food, on your shirts. And then you can just tell when you go, it's like, I've had, looks like I have had some ice cream.
Yeah, deep fried Oreo right there.
That's corn juice.
You know what's funny is my favorite things to eat at the fair are like the stuff you can actually just get at any of the taquerias here in town. Like going over to any of the Mexican restaurants in Food Row.
I like that, but I like the unusual.
No, yeah, don't get me wrong. I like weird fare.
I do walk just to see what's the most unusual thing that they either fry or offer as a fairing at this year's fair. I do it every time because that's what I like looking for.
To be fair, we don't really have a lot of the weird ones.
There's a few out there.
The Texas State Fair always has.
It's not to that level of
some
friedness.
Some bizarre thing.
But some of those folks meticulate over here and start frying
That's
various.
true.
You can find a stick of butter fried here and there, or a fried cookie of some kind, way, shape, or form.
I can't remember if it was Texas or it might have been Wisconsin. They did deep fried beer.
Yeah. Why not?
How?
It's no different. Well, it's like beer battered.
Yeah, that's
foods.
basically what it was. Just
beer battered shrimps or fish or whatever. Yeah. I think it's that same word. They put beer and cheese. Pub cheese.
I love me some pub cheese.
It's cheese.
You know it's always fun to say beer cheese. Like, what's on this beer cheese? All right. What's in beer cheese? Beer and cheese.
The only reason I love Pope cheese, because 9 times out of 10, there's soft pretzels nearby. If somebody gets Pope cheese out, usually there's some soft pretzels nearby. And God bless those Bavarians. I love me some pretzels, man. Soft pretzels are just God's little blanket of hello.
I just can't help but think like while troops were off fighting, fighting the wars of the world, the Bavarian army was sitting there learning the intricate details of pretzel making.
Oh my goodness!
Lift, twist, spin, flat.
Hey, whatever they did, God bless them.
Just a flag of Auntie Anne hanging up in the corner.
The bakers that invented pretzels and bagels, they're doing the Lord's work. I don't care what anybody says. Those things are just God's little gifts to us.
Pretzels, I would agree with. Bagels, I like a good bagel every now and again, but sometimes a bagel feels like a bit much.
If it's done right and fresh, I'm not talking about some jobber you buy in the bread section at the store. No. I'm talking bakery bagels.
Like an Einstein Brothers bagel for those locally. I know, but for the locals, for the local folks. Yeah. Because I love a good Einstein. Oh, that's like one of my first stops when I go to Albuquerque is got to go to Einstein Brothers.
Yeah.
Give me one of them bagels with the everything.
Anyway, now I'm good and hungry. Let me tell you what we got going on this hour.
Toasted with all the seed. Ooh. Darn it. I got my mouth all set up for some bagels.
And that's why, because to be honest, these two devices as well, and I know some will disagree on one of them, the best vessels for putting meat in your mouth is bagels or pretzels.
Now, pretzels?
Uh-huh.
I mean,
I've made soft pretzel sandwiches with like deli meats and stuff on it and used pretzels as the bread.
Okay.
And it was amazing.
But the amount of squeeze out factor with condiments.
That's the beauty of it. You use the meat.
It's going to be a messy experience.
Not if you use the meat right. I did that. I used the meats as a sealant to seal the holes in the pretzel with the mustard and other condiments, and then put it in the middle. And it's a little slippery. But you know what?
That's the problem. You're putting lubricants in between your already lubricated meats.
Some of the most delicious things you've ever eaten are just a messy, god-awful
You're not wrong.
thing.
When you're stuffing
and it's right there with you.
When you're stuffing a fistful of mass into your face.
It's not classy. It's not sexy. It sure isn't sophisticated. But man, does it taste delightful.
I'm going to have to do my own experimentation on this.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Because I'm thinking if you trace... Because you need the bread to absorb some of the condiments. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of squish factor.
And the innards of pretzels and bagels are good suckers of absorbing of liquids.
If you cut your pretzel open and then just work your condiments along the pretzel inside, I think that would maybe absorb.
Well, that's why like a pretzel bun is like when you go to the fast food places and they all have their pretzel bun sandwiches. But they work for a reason. Because the Bavarians knew what they were doing.
That's the thing. You can have pretzeled bread that's not shaped like a pretzel.
Well, that's fine. I don't care what shape it is. I really don't.
I'm just saying, well, how come they haven't come up with like pretzel ciabatta loaves, like pretzel loaves?
I'm telling you. They don't know.
Bread tech needs to catch up.
And then Big Healthy wants to tell you that bread's the devil's seed and don't want any kind. And something that's more delicious in the bread world, like a bagel or a pretzel, is it's all in moderation, man. Yeah, ice cream's good too, unless you eat a whole gallon of it at one time. Yeah, you eat a whole loaf of bread at once, it's going to be bad business for you. But, in moderation, yeah.
Yeah, every now and again, eat a whole loaf of bread is what we're trying to say. Right. Only every now and again.
Don't be a savage all the time. And you got to take your shirt off when you do these things. If you're going to eat a whole loaf of bread at one time, you better be shirtless.
There's going to be crumbs. You're going to want to pick pieces of it out later.
Exactly. All right. Poor Jane's like, what did I walk in today? Jane's going to be like, I've come in here, and they've been talking about eating pretzel bread shirtless. Yeah, okay.
We'll class it up. Don't worry. We'll class it right up for you.
We're going to have Jane Anglin join us here. She's an amazing woman that I've been working with through the Historical Society for many years. But she recently was awarded the Leadership Roswell Alumni Association Outstanding Leader Award. Well-deserved. And unfortunately, with the world of COVID, they normally have a big banquet and we honor the recipients and they have a nice dinner and get awards and all kinds of stuff. But COVID kind of put a big kibosh on a lot of that. So we're getting an opportunity to interview and chit chat. I know it's a much worse second prize, but it's what we got. So they get to talk to me. So Jane Anglin's going to join us, your Leadership Roswell Alumni Association Outstanding Leader, a winner, and we're going to chit chat with her and talk with her and have some fun here in just a little bit. So Jane will join us in just a few minutes. Later on this hour, we'll get you up to date with local news along with your town hall business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we get you into weather, want to remind you to swing on by Zia Guns USA here in Roswell. Don't forget, they're now a full-line Tacticam dealer. These are the same Tacticams you see on hunting shows worldwide. They've got them here in stock at Zia Guns USA. They've got a great shipment of Benchmade and case knives in stock for you to check out as well. And they're buying guns. If you're looking to sell guns, whether it's a single gun, an entire gun collection, or maybe even an estate sale or something like that, Zia Guns will buy those guns off of you. They will make you an offer, cash on hand in the store. You walk out the door with that cash today. Coffee drinkers, don't sleep on Zia Guns USA here in Roswell. They got the complete line of Black Rifle coffee in stock for you to check out. Also, you've probably seen, if you're on Facebook and you're a guy particularly, I don't know how they market, online and all that with the analytics and all that stuff, but odds are pretty good if you're a guy with a Facebook page. You've probably seen the Dr. Squatch soaps, soaps for men, manly smells made, to be used by men, but a really good soap line for men. You'll find it available in stock at Zia Guns USA here in Roswell. So if you've been seeing it online and wondering, is this stuff any good? Go see it for yourself, smell it, touch it. I wouldn't take a shower at Zia Guns and try it out. They might frown upon that. They do have lots of guns, so no weirdness. But anyway, go there and check it out for yourself today. Zia Guns USA, stop by the locally owned Zia Guns located at 1907 North Main, the only gun store to be open on Sundays. See, if you needed a gun yesterday or anything, they had you covered. They are closed on Saturdays because they spend Saturdays with family, and think you should too. Stop on by 1907 North Main here in Roswell. All right, it is 8:16. Let's get you up to date on that weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. It looks like we'll stay warm for most of the upcoming week and little or no chance of rain with high pressure parked over our area. A little breezy today. We'll be in the low 90s with hazy sunshine. Overnight will be clear down to about 60 and then mid 90s for the afternoon high tomorrow, and we keep the sunshine. Clear for Tuesday night and then low to mid 90s Wednesday and Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 62 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 52%. Winds are calm at the moment. They're saying we could see some more haze today, mainly in the AM hours, but sunny for the most part. Highs expected to reach 92 today with south winds 5 to 10. Skies will be clear tonight with an overnight low of 61. Winds will be out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. For you Tuesday, a little warmer tomorrow. Sunny, 96 for a high. Southeast winds 5 to 10. Mostly clear tomorrow night with an overnight low of 65 degrees. Winds out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking at the rest of the week, mostly sunny with a high of 91 for you Wednesday. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunny on Thursday, high of 94. Friday, sunny with a high of 96, and the weekend's going to be warm too. Sunny, hot, high of 97 for both Saturday and more of the same Sunday as well. Sunny, hot, highs right around 97 there as well. So, I know it's September, but think about it. It's really October before we start feeling like fall stuff, generally. September, it's usually, I know it feels warmer, but I'd be honest, I think we're kind of right where we normally are. Maybe a little bit warmer, but it's still southeast New Mexico. All right, 8:18, we're going to take a 3-minute break here, and then Jane Anglin will join us on the other side. We'll talk about her Leadership Roswell Alumni Association award win, and to just chit-chat with Jane and talk all about her and learn all about Jane here. So that's coming up on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests, and they offer answers and solutions when you need them most. Protect your home, your children, and your pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Let Bob Reed Pest Control and their fully licensed professionals start working for you and your family today. Call 623-5344, serving all of southeastern New Mexico. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Hey CVE members, have you scheduled your no-cost home energy audit? If not, we're getting close to fall and cooler weather. It's time to sign up. Call 575-746-3571 to get your name on the list for a free home energy audit. Weather stripping, new door sweeps, minor repairs, and much more. Start saving money and keep that purchased air in your home. Central Valley Electric is happy to partner with Green Metal Energy for this valuable audit. Again, 575-746-3571 to sign up. Call now.
Celebrate the beauty of the Southwest during Yucca Blossom Trade Days, September 18th and 19th at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. 2 great days with more than 50 local crafters, artists, and artisans showing and sharing their amazing works. Plus, fun for the whole family, including Zia axe throwing, a cornhole tournament, the Moose Caboose, mechanical bull, gyro, and the famous Runyon Ranch Petting Zoo. And enter the raffle for your chance to win the drawing live on 92.9 The Brand Sunday afternoon. Yucca Blossom Trade Days, September 18th and 19th at the Fairgrounds in Artesia.
Times are changing, and today's funerals aren't always the sad and solemn events you might expect. This is Gabriel Casaus from Lagrone Funeral Chapel. Along with hymns and scriptures, today's funeral services are often filled with fish stories, country songs, and a joke or two, golf clubs and hot rods, favorite recipes, and kitchen disasters. At Lagrone Funeral Chapel, we believe a funeral should reflect your loved one's personality, passion, and sense of humor. When you lose a loved one, we're here, because at Lagrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
900 South Main, Roswell.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than just serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable. Serving part-time lets you attend school full-time while you take advantage of education benefits that can help you graduate debt-free. If a civilian career is your goal, serving part-time allows you to work at a full-time job. The skills, qualities, and contacts you'll develop in the Guard can open doors to a great civilian career. Want to serve but worried about being away from friends and family? Part-time service in the Army National Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want while you enjoy the many benefits of serving your community and nation. You owe it to yourself to learn more about how the Army National Guard can fit into your life. Visit NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A group of 12 or more cows is called a flink. If you have only 11 cows, that's called a lot of cow pies. Here's Mike Winters.
Got to have 12 for the full flink. Good morning. It is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, your Leadership Roswell Alumni Association Outstanding Leader of the Year Award winner for 2021, Jane Anglin, in studio this morning. Good morning, Jane.
Good morning.
It's always great to talk with Jane. Most of the time I'm talking with her in a different scenario, in a different setting. But
right.
Thank you for joining us on the show here today.
Thank you for having me.
And I will tell you this right now, because I'm in Leadership Roswell as well in the Alumni Association, and I remember when we were at the meeting and they were, people were voting and deciding on, who the award winners were going to be, and when your name came up, I know there was myself and several other people. Oh yeah, that's a no question, no doubt kind of thing. Jane, for those that don't know. Probably, right now, most people know you, Historical Society and that, but of course this has been your home for many years. You've taught here, you've taught just about everything, and you volunteer at so many things. So even though you've retired from teaching a couple years ago, we're going to go with a couple.
We'll go with that. I like that.
In this world, everything's a couple of years ago, but yeah, and you've been probably, I don't know if this is true, but you've probably been busier since you've retired than when you were actually working a full-time job teaching, I'm guessing.
Well, I still have to keep a calendar. I thought once I retired, I wouldn't have to keep a calendar.
Yes. Well, first off, congratulations on this award. And I know you didn't seek it, or
no.
For people that know Jane's Jane is she's an amazing person, but she's that person that, and I know I'm saying it right in front of you, and sorry if this is weird, but Jane's one of those people that just kind of, there you go, do the monkey see and hear no evil, see no evil. But no, she's kind of the shut up and do it type person, and what I mean by that is it's easy, especially in boards and, whenever you got a group of people trying to accomplish a task, there's always going to be we got to talk about this and analyze from this angle. And I'm saying Jane's not one that she's very prepared, but she's at point, at some point, she's like, all right, enough with the talking about it. Let's do this and let's get it. And so Jane's always been that one that wrangles that when things get stalled or something, Jane seems to be that one that can kind of just get things back on track a little bit. And I think you do. I know you do it with the Historical Society. I'm sure you do it in every single facet of things you get involved with. So, and it's a good thing. I'm saying this as a compliment. Jane is Jane. I know, and I brag on the Historical Society board all the time on here. It's a great board.
It is.
It's. I'm not saying I'm not on other great boards and things, but just the way it's built, the way it's utilized, the way it's done, and obviously with a great executive director at the helm there,
look how many members of our board are graduates of Leadership Roswell.
This is true too. There's a lot of familiar faces in our board, but yeah, very much community-minded people. Yes. and people that obviously have a love of history. They wouldn't be on the Historical Society board if they didn't have a passion for our history. But that's the only really commonality I think that's in that room. The rest is like you've got yourself and a few other people on the board that are experts on the education side of things, and that you've got other folks that are much better at the legal side and the physical of maintaining things. Which, by the way, there's a lot of that in the Historical Society, yes. and so we have a good mix of that, and I think that's why I always like to brag on it. It's just a well run thing here. But anyway, we're here to kind of talk about you. So I gotta ask, why do you do what you do? What drives you? I mean, is it you just love doing all this stuff, or is it I do this because if I don't, no one else will? I mean, what is it that kind of drives you to want to keep getting involved in? Because
I'm a member of this community.
Yeah.
And as a member, I think it's my duty to participate.
Okay. Because let's face it, I mean, you're retired. Mm-hmm. You could be like off gallivanting. I want to go see this or do this or not do this or see that, you know what I mean? Yeah. And this is that time where if you and you just continue to I would argue probably work harder now than you did when you were a teacher. But
your wife's a teacher.
Yeah,
you know better.
I better be careful.
Yes.
She comes home pretty tired at the end of the day. So
we did do a little gallivanting a little bit after I retired.
Yeah.
Bill and I took our motorhome and
saw the country.
We did not. We spent most of our time between Arizona and Colorado.
Family?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Arizona in the winter. We have siblings. Both of us had siblings there.
Okay.
And then we'd go to Colorado in the summertime. Our kids were there.
Oh, so very nice.
It was wonderful. But let me tell you, even though we had a 40-foot diesel pusher, eventually, Bill and I both had worked. He worked out of state, out of town a lot. I was doing my thing. But when you get in a motorhome and you are working together every single day, and then you go into that motorhome every evening, it gets a little tight.
It's a lot of one person at one time.
It's a lot.
I understand.
You learn to adjust.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's how marriages last. That's just, it's a metaphor of life,
make
really.
or break.
So let me to get the full, because I know you're more involved in more than just the Historical Society right now. What's some of the other things you're currently working with other than the Historical Society? Okay. I know there's a couple of them.
I'm just most recent past president of the Shakespeare Club.
Okay.
I'm in Story League. And one of the things that I enjoy the most is I tutor cadets out at Youth Challenge.
Oh, cool.
And of course, I'm active in my church.
Yeah, I know you do a lot of stuff with the church. Grace, right? You're
yes.
a member of that church and involved with a lot of the events and things that are part of that church too. Awesome. So, what's your busiest passion right now? Is it the historical side? Is it church or?
Well, yeah, they both require some time, but
she lives at the historical side, by the way.
No. Amy does.
Amy does.
Yes,
but she's got a bedroom. Just saying, there's a room meant for Jane too. So what is your outside of history and teaching? What's your hobby? Like if when Jane's at home and it's just Jane's time, where you get to do the activity or hobby or thing that's just for you, what would it be? Would it be any? I mean, do you reading or?
Well, yeah.
I mean, like if
have
you've
to
got,
always be reading, listening, learning, always.
But I mean, when you got like a couple hours, it's Jane's night off. What is she doing?
I'll tell you what my kids would say.
Yeah.
She's vacuuming. They told me once, when we put you in a casket, we're going to put your vacuum with you. So.
Pardon the pun, I think that would suck. Just kidding. I had to do it.
Good point.
No one wants to be buried with their vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
They want to be buried with their Ferraris, not vacuum cleaners. Yeah. Well, that's when you throw in I was told they can't take it with me, so leave that out, please.
Okay. Yeah.
So you grew up you're from Dexter or Deming area originally.
The other big D.
Yeah. Sorry, I meant Deming. Deming originally. So how did you end up in this side of the state? Was it just schooling and that's where the jobs took you, or family?
My husband.
Okay.
Yeah. Went to New Mexico State University. Mm-hmm. That's where I got my bachelor's and master's. And we had just built our dream home on the river, near the river, in Las Cruces. And my husband's brother called him and said, "Have I got a deal for you?" And what happened is they bought Amco transmission here, left me there to sell the new home.
Run sell the brand new, my forever dream home.
Yeah. And so that's how we got over here.
Well, obviously it worked out.
It did. Yeah. I was not real happy at first.
Yeah.
I was like, why?
So when you were growing up, going to school and everything, was your passion always teaching then, or did that come later when you decided?
No, I knew at age 12 what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Now, I did a little sidetracking every now and then. I thought, well, maybe I want to be a doctor because my degree is in biology.
Okay.
And so, yes, but having farming and ranching background, I think that just kind of
that was in your blood.
Endures you, endures you to that.
Yeah.
But no, I decided that if I could be an effective teacher, that is really what I wanted to do.
So when you started teaching, did you start teaching science, or because I know you've taught? I mean, you taught everything at some point over the career.
Mostly, science, and health, and English. My minor was English.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but would you if someone held you down and said, "What's your favorite passion?" Would it be the science side, or would it still be history or math or something else? If someone.
That's an excellent question. And here's my take on that. I think that really effective teachers incorporate all subject matters.
Sure.
It's not isolated. Now, you may have a heading on a class card that says biology or whatever, but the best way for students to learn is to see the whole picture.
Sure. Well, it's like doctors. I mean, you have your doctor specialties that are, whether they're heart doctors or whatever, bone doctors or whatever it is. Every single doctor has a very well understanding of the rest of the body and how it works.
Right.
And so even though the doctor is a specialty for cancer, very familiar on how to deal with bones or how the body works. And so it's because obviously that to understand his specialty, he has to understand the big picture and how it all works. And like you're saying, yeah, you could be great at science, but if you don't know how it incorporates into the history, into the math, into the English and literature and the rest of the world, then it's kind of a bunch of knowledge that may or not be useful to you. You know, and you're right. Yeah, we do get compartmentalized in some of that, and sometimes we forget. Hey, there is something bigger than what's right here in front of you. It's all a piece in the big puzzle here, right? You know, and that's true. And I had never thought of it that way, but that's a very good point that you make there. Yeah. So when you retired from teaching just a couple years ago, were you involved in these things while you were teaching too? Did you do?
Yes. So I was involved in a lot of different communities.
So it was pretty much when you retired, you're like, I'm just going to be able to shift more time from my day job to my activity.
Here's the way it went. My husband had purchased a small art gallery and custom frame shop in Phoenix.
Okay.
And I thought, well, okay, I'll start looking for a job over there.
Okay.
And our business manager at the time with the RISD, Larry Branch, pulled me aside and he said, Jane.
We need you.
No. Oh. He said, do you realize that you can retire in, 2 or 3 years, he said. I said, no, I'm that close to retirement. He said, yes. And if you quit now, you lose a great deal of that pension that you've been storing up.
Sure. So you stick it out for a couple more years.
So I did, yeah. And, but here's the other side of it. I had already put in all my retirement papers, et cetera. So the district sent me over to Roswell High. I was a floating science teacher, didn't have a classroom. And I was also supervising a student teacher at the same time. Reach 2000, tapped me on the shoulder and said, we need you to redo the policies, the personnel, the building for the teen center. So I was doing that as well. Wow. And then I was also teaching out at the university.
Man.
Yeah.
So do you know what free time is?
Yes.
Do you get some?
I do.
Every once in a while.
I'm just Jane.
So let me ask, Jane, what got you involved with the Historical Society? Was it one day you just stumbled in and said, I want to do that? Did someone how did you end up, becoming a regular with the Historical Society?
Another great story. I don't know if you know, but my husband Bill had multiple myeloma cancer.
Okay.
And I was taking care of him.
Okay.
And on his good days, you'd never know he was sick. But then we could be in ER the next day.
Sure.
And I was looking for some flexible part-time something to make ends meet.
Sure.
And so a friend hooked me up with Roger Burnett. Well, I knew Roger when he was a teacher out at East Grand Plains.
Okay.
And so, yeah, we went way back. And he needed a cleaning lady. And I said,
I got it.
I'll do it. Yeah. So, yes, I've done everything from windows to toilets. And that was my introduction to the museum at the Historical Society.
So you really got your foot in the door on the ground level. Literally.
Yes, literally. Yeah.
And by the way, she is our past board president, this past... Has it been a year? I don't know. My time is with COVID. My time is not. It seems like just yesterday you were a president, but it's been actually about a year.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, Jason's almost done his whole term. Dang.
Yeah.
So let me ask what is it you love most? Like when you get up and do your thing today, what's the thing that kind of drives you the most when you get? I mean, is it when you get there and seeing what's need to be done? Because obviously at some point, I'm sure you look at your life, it's like, I just want to relax. I just want to do.
Why?
Yeah. Well, that's just, what drives you every day? What says, I want to keep doing this?
Did you read Rick Kraft's column yesterday?
Not yesterday's, but not yet.
It was about, you can sit your life in a rocking chair or you can get up and do something.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the rocking chair.
You're in the.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as long as I am able and willing and God allows me.
You're going to keep doing it.
Going to keep doing it.
Wow.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Wake up every morning and say, thank you, God, and help me to do the things that I should be doing today with your guidance. And that's another thing. With groups, look for the talents the different talents. Like you were talking about our board, we have a wide variety of backgrounds. We have a wide variety of personalities.
Yeah.
So if you're an effective leader, you look for what those are and how they can be utilized the best in whatever situation.
Sure.
And we're not always just leaders, too. All of us are a leader at some point, and we're also followers.
Absolutely. And you got to be a good follower to be a good leader.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what our Pastor Rick Hale says. Be a leader that others want to follow, and then be a follower worth leading.
Sure. Well, and by the way, Jane's talking some great knowledge here with Leadership Roswell, and obviously we're talking Leadership Roswell Alumni Association with this, but hopefully this year's class is going, but I think many people should look at signing up and and taking this class.
It's fabulous.
It's a great class. So let me ask you, what did when it comes to your roles in leadership and things, do you feel like a lot of times you sought these things, or you just happen to be at the right place at the right time for stuff?
You're reading my mind. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Because I think leadership is circumstantial.
Sure.
But it's also learned. And hence we have Leadership Roswell. Great opportunities for networking. You learn more about your community, your state. You learn goal setting, decision making. Yeah, those things can be learned. They can be taught. They can be learned.
Absolutely. Well, and I think all of us have those abilities. We just got to nurture it and bring it out a little bit.
Exactly.
It's because I think when you find your passion, whatever that is, whether it's art or whatever, whatever you find that you love doing, you become a leader for that. And because by default you become an expert. You become, because you have a passion for it, you start doing things to make sure you're knowledgeable and you're understanding in those things. And I think by default that puts you in a leadership role just because of knowledge, sometimes.
Right.
And so all of us have to do that.
Back to the networking, knowing where to go, who to ask, that's very important. Because
Absolutely.
You may have an issue, and if you don't have those connections or that knowledge, you'll still be in that issue.
Absolutely.
You won't be any solving.
But that's where the leader knows, because a leader doesn't have to be an expert in everything. A leader just has to know how to manage and go through and deal with the situation, how it's given, the variables that are given to them. And a good leader knows when they're the one that's the expert on a subject, or when they need to default on someone else on the team here, and when to execute the order, and when to step back and let someone else give the idea and let that flourish. And that's leadership. That's, I say the Kenny Rogers of the Gambler song a lot, and then compare it to things, but really that's part of leadership, is know when to go in heavy, know when to back off, know when to when to be aggressive, when to be more buddy or passionate, or you got to know those things, and they're learned behaviors to a point. Some of it people just have the God-given instinct to read a room on some of those. Others it's more of a learned trait. Others never learn these things. Right. But that is, I think, leadership 101. If you can read a room and act accordingly, that's half the battle right there. You know, it's not. How do I get people to follow me? It's like, yeah, but that's the age old question. How do you get people to follow you? And there's lots of different leader styles, and Leadership Roswell teaches and talks about all this. And to be honest, not all of them are the wrong way all the time or the right way all the time.
Correct.
That's something too. There is a time to be a little more dictator-like. There's a time to be a little more counselor-like, and then something in between most of the time.
Yeah.
That's what leadership's all about. So
correct.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can committee something to death. So if you're going to be effective, like you said, do the dictator thing and just say, this is it, we're going to do it.
And I think that's where you nail it. When I was at the beginning talking about how you just have that knack to kind of, all right, it's time to stop the, whenever there's a delay or something that's kind of slowing down the process. You're that one, and I think that's the part of your leadership, and that you've gained that over the years. You're like, okay, I'm sensing we're not gaining progress now. We're just spinning our wheels. We need to get focused or get back on the task at hand here, or get recentered, and that's that. To be honest, that I think that's your probably greatest leadership trait for me personally. Just outside looking in is being that person that's all right. I know when it's time to all right. This is just shenanigans now. Let's get to and I, of all people, am very much one that needs those type of people in my life. I get down a vein and I'll keep going. So what's next for Jane? Is it just keep doing what you're doing? Do you got what do you want to do next? I mean, is there any plans for the future?
I want to be open, and quite honestly, I think that great leaders are servants.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what we need to be. And so I have no plans per se, but of course the Historical Society is very near and dear to my heart.
Sure.
And of course my church as well.
Keep feeding your passions.
And Shakespeare Club, talk about a learning curve. Oh my goodness. That's a working group. Well, especially when you're the director.
So let me just to give them a little bit of a spotlight here. I mean, I hear Shakespeare. So is it like Bible study for Shakespeare, or is it more involved in that?
I don't know how to answer that.
Okay, but like obviously it's a bunch of people that have passion for Shakespeare and the works and all of that stuff. But is it just going over it and reading and understanding it better, or is it more like, hey, we're going to do Shakespeare plays and enact them and do
right?
Okay.
First of all, I need to back up.
All right.
It used to be like a secret society.
Okay.
We didn't put ourselves in the paper.
Okay.
We didn't, and it was only if you're tapped are you allowed to be in.
So it's an exclusive organization dedicated to those who truly are.
And I truly didn't want to belong to them.
Okay. You don't want to learn the handshakes or the...
No. I just thought, I know Shakespeare, sort of.
Right.
A little.
I took it in school.
Yeah. I taught Romeo and Juliet once. But I didn't want one more thing on my plate.
Gotcha.
And so a few of my friends that I didn't know were members of that group sort of twisted my arm.
Okay.
And said, if you turn us down now, you'll never be asked again.
Oh, so it was like now or never.
Uh-huh.
All right.
But it is one of the most enjoyable and enlightening groups.
Okay.
That just people who do have that passion, people who have so much more knowledge than I do. It's a learning experience and a loving experience.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've learned to appreciate Shakespeare more.
Absolutely. Well, and this is a thing, and if you can get past, and I don't want to get in the whole thing here, but just
the these and the thous.
Yeah, but that's just it. The stories of Shakespeare are line up with the stories of modern day today, as far as the drama and the details and the salaciousness and the shenanigans and I mean, we look at them as classic pieces of art, and they all absolutely are, but as far as highbrow, not. If you break down, and you know what I mean?
Yes.
People think it's begots and who's, and I was like, no, you break down the subject matter. It's all about murder and betrayal and love and hate, and it's all the same themes that we watch in modern TV and art forms. It's just put in the language of the period and how they understand it at the period. And so because we don't think in those terms now, it seems very foreign or very highbrow. But in actuality, if you start breaking down the stories, it's the same tried and true stories and the tragedies, the love, the betrayals, all the things that we watch when you turn on your soap operas or anything on today. It's the same, just for them at that time. And
that's why Shakespeare remains timeless, classic.
Yeah.
Because what he understood about people and events, like you said, right now today.
Yeah.
And so people still read him.
Yeah. So if you're poo-pooing on that kind of stuff, and I get it, sometimes you get bleary-eyed and you start like, I don't want to try to understand this one sentence and meaning of it. I just want to read it and know it, and I get that. But if you allow the time and allow the thing, like you said, you start seeing and hearing and understanding the meanings.
And thank goodness for the modern Cliff Notes on Shakespeare.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I would be bogged down, way down.
Well, and I think a lot of people don't realize too, and I know we're getting way off here, but just like sayings and slogans and turn of phrases that we all use in everyday language, many of them are Shakespeare quotes and didn't even realize it,
That's right.
You say something like something's rotten in the state of Denmark, and I know that's not one that people say all the time now, but every once in a while people think.
I think almost everybody everywhere is familiar with that.
One may smile and still be a villain. These are all Shakespeare quotes, people, and the meaning behind them,
Yes.
It's life lessons in there too. So. Yeah. Excuse me. I just saw the time.
Okay.
Is there anything you wanted to share? Anything you wanted to say in this time that I just didn't skip over and didn't get a chance for you to mention?
I'd like to say thank you. I am honored and humbled for having been named leadership, outstanding leader. And I would also ask everyone, get involved. Whether it's something small or something grandiose, get involved. This is your community. This is your state. Participate.
Absolutely. There's only one way it gets better is when we get involved. And I'm sure you've heard me say it. I've said it a bunch of times on this radio. I said, once you get your life going, your new families, couples, you're making ends meet, get your family situated. But when you get to that point, and I hope all of us do at some point, as you get a little bit older and more in place in your job and things, and life starts to settle down for you a little bit, start using that time to say, all right, now I'm going to pick your passion. I don't care if it's acting, if it's music, if it's animals, if it's CASA, if it's the Historical Society. I don't care what it is, helping kids or whatever your passion is, find that and then pick that as your go-to. You don't have to be like Jane here and go to 12 of them. Just pick one and start going crazy with that.
Yeah, but I want to caution people that you don't have to wait.
Okay.
Because I was state co-chairman of the Right to Work Committee when I was in my late 20s.
Sure.
You can still tend to your family, your job. You just have to make it all fit together.
Time management.
Yes.
And, again, some more leadeship qualities and traits and time management and, resource management.
Like I said, don't be afraid. Just find what makes you feel like you're contributing. Use your talents. Use your time wisely, and go for it.
Yeah. There you go. Well, people, Jane is a great model and person to listen to. I invite you, come on out to the Historical Society. Sometimes people could tour, and I don't want to give too much work for Jane, but request Jane, and she'll go have her take you around. She'll give you a great tour.
We've been doing those customized tours, and it's lots of fun.
Absolutely. But Jane, I thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're an awesome person to work with and to socialize with, and I'm proud to call you a friend. And it's really it's because of amazing people like you, we have a great community, and that's the reason why. And we that's the only reason why, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, we've got great organizations, but all of that stems because we have some amazing people here in this community, and you're one of them.
And people willing to do what needs to be done.
Absolutely.
And thinking about what might be.
Yeah, that's the thing. And it's not all sexy or glamorous, but it's the difference between success and failure sometimes. It's what it is. So, well, Jane, we'll let you get to your 27 things. I know I'm sure she's got stuff at the Historical Society right now they're waiting for her to take care of.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Give it time.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
And you were right. It didn't hurt too bad.
Oh, good. I tried to make it as painless as possible. That should be my new slogan. Mornings with Mike Winters. It's better than a trip to the dentist. Oh. Of course, Keon might get mad about that, but
okay.
Oh well. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you, Mike.
We'll see you again next time.
Bye.
It is 8:54. Let's go ahead and do a quick news update and commercial break before, more news. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Roswell's next virtual public forum is scheduled to take place this week on Thursday at 5:30. This will be the 7th forum in a series of meetings this year designed to keep residents connected and able to stay informed. Online questions and comments can be submitted during the forum. A large screen will be set up at the Roswell Public Library, but the meeting will also be broadcast on the city's Facebook page, where you can also view it later. The Eddy County Commissioners have chosen October 5th for the date for a public hearing on regulations for recreational pot sales in unincorporated areas of the county. The Planning and Development Agency has approved drafts of the cannabis licensing ordinance, according to a memo from Community Services Director Steve McCroskey. Right now, that draft calls for cannabis retailers to be allowed to operate from 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. Mondays through Saturdays and from noon to midnight on Sundays. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. 3 of the nation's largest food delivery companies are suing New York City over a limit on fees it put in place during the pandemic to protect restaurants devastated by the forced closure of their dining rooms. DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats call the fee caps government overreach. A federal judge ordered Apple to dismantle part of the competitive barricade guarding its closely run App Store, threatening one of the iPhone maker's biggest moneymakers. Such a change could potentially also save app developers billions of dollars that could encourage them to lower the prices paid by consumers. On Wall Street, the Dow down 271 points to 34,607. The Nasdaq down 132 to close at 15,115. And the S&P 500 lost 34 points to 4,458. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Over the next several weeks, we want to give you 5 key elements to a great marriage. This is taken from an article by Drs. Les and Leslie Perot. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage. The first one is ownership, taking responsibility for the good as well as the bad.
1 Corinthians 11:31 says, "Judge yourself so you won't be judged." It's talking about the judgment of God, but it also applies to our relationships, especially the ones that are closest to us, like marriage. If you'll just take responsibility for your own actions, it's so much easier for our spouses not to have to point out and criticize us.
So we have to take responsibility for our actions and our reactions, our attitudes and our mistakes. You know, most people would learn from their mistakes if they weren't so busy denying them.
You aren't responsible for what your spouse does. You are responsible for doing your part. So just decide today to do your part and take ownership.
The High Caliber Summer Sale is on now at LGS Guns and Ammo. Now through Labor Day weekend, save big on guns, ammo, and everything you need. From brands like Glock, Ruger, Springfield, Smith & Wesson, Mossberg, and more. Plus, massive savings on ammo, targets, magazines, optics, and knives, and a great selection of Springfield St. Edge rifles. The High Caliber Summer Sale on now at LGS Guns and Ammo. Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammunition in Hobbs or Roswell, and at lgsguns.com.
Mays Lumber has all the hard-to-find hardwood you've been looking for. Oak, cherry, walnut, poplar, and maple. Plus, hard-to-find exotic woods like purple heart, zebra wood, ambrosia maple, black limba, and bloodwood. Perfect for that one-of-a-kind gift piece or table. Get ready with Formica and Wilson Art countertops in 12-footer custom length with installation available. Make it happen at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell, serving southeastern New Mexico and beyond since 1934.
Talk about local color. Your trees are supposed to be green, not yellow. Hello, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. While we've been talking about our colorful geraniums, I've been noticing a lot of yellow trees around town, particularly those globe willows. It may come as a shock to you, but those trees are supposed to be green. If you have yellow trees, come see us at Roswell Seed Company. We have a fix that's fast and easy and doesn't cost very much. Remember, it's okay to have yellow flowers, but not yellow trees.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 7% of American adults, roughly 16.4 million Americans, believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. We don't know if they asked them where strawberry milk comes from. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:59. Stay tuned next hour, about 9:15. We're going to have the folks from American Legion Post 61 drop by, recap some things have been going on, and talk about something coming up as well. And also, and as a matter of fact, tomorrow we're going to have Lizzie and join us from the auxiliary tomorrow in the 8 o'clock hour. They're going to be talking about, remember our quilt of the big military wall quilt that they're auctioning off, $5 tickets at the farmers market. She's going to join us and talk more about that and some of the other things they've got going on too. The auxiliary's been pretty busy with stuff, Quilts of Valor, all kind of stuff. So we'll talk with them tomorrow, but we'll talk Post 61 stuff next hour. Town Hall News up next. We'll be back on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Roswell's home for talk radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The drive to boot California's Democrat Governor Gavin Newsom from office comes to a head tomorrow. Voters go to the polls, casting ballots in the state's gubernatorial recall election, choosing between Newsom and a host of challengers, including Republican frontrunner Larry Elder.
At a Sunday rally, Newsom told voters take nothing for granted.
If we don't turn out and vote no, Larry Elder is the next governor of the state of California.
Meanwhile, Elder is accusing the media of a double standard that insulates Newsom from criticism and scrutiny.
This is a double standard to which I've been subjected to my entire time, and I'm sick of it.
He held a Sunday news conference with activist Rose McGowan.
Do I agree with him on all points? No. So what? He is the better candidate. He is the better man.
I'm Julie Walker.
The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights investigating reports of Taliban atrocities in Afghanistan.
My office has received credible allegations of reprisal killings of a number of former ANSF personnel and reports of civilians who worked for previous administrations and their family members being arbitrarily detained. In some cases, the officials were released, and in others, they were found dead.
UN Human Rights Chief Michelle Bachelet. President Biden heading west today. It's a two-day trip focusing on both policy and politics.
The first part of the president's trip will focus on the wildfires that have been raging in several western states. He will stop in Boise, Idaho to visit the National Interagency Fire Center and then head to Sacramento, California to survey wildfire damage. Later in Long Beach, Mr. Biden will attend an event with Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom, who faces a recall election.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston says President will also visit Denver tomorrow, and there he will promote his economic agenda. Wall Street, Dow up 312 points, and NASDAQ down 5 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Right now, people are home with their pets more often, and I think especially with the shedding, they're more cognizant of what's going on and that it's an actual issue.
Nala's got some skin issues. He gets really going and scratching.
Excessive shedding, a lot of just scratching and itching.
Digging, scratching, and itching and biting. On top of that, he was starting to get black buildup in his ears.
DINOVITE.com.
I just heard the Dynovite commercial so many times that I said, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And I ordered it and tried it, and it worked.
We started Dynovite, and in our first stock, we noticed a difference, especially with the shedding.
Within 3 weeks, he's not scratching and itching, and he's an all-around happier dog.
We've got 4 dogs, all different ages, all different sizes, and they've all just responded really well to the Dynovite, and they all love it.
We will be using Dynovite for life.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
We order our Dynovite from Dynovite.com. DINOVITE.com.
Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett meeting with Egypt's president in a town on the Red Sea.
This meeting between the Israeli and Egyptian leaders was expected, but exactly when it would happen was kept quiet for security reasons, and today's talks were only announced hours before they were due to start. When they get going in the Egyptian resort town of Sharm el-Sheikh, tensions surrounding the Gaza Strip are likely to dominate the discussions. Egypt has always played a major role in efforts to mediate between Israel and the Palestinian militants in the Strip.
That's the BBC's Alan Johnston. An Israeli defense contractor has unveiled a remote-controlled armed robot it says can patrol battle zones, track infiltrators, and open fire. The unmanned vehicle, the latest addition to the world of drone technology, which is rapidly reshaping the modern battlefield. News and analysis at townhall.com. The Biden administration planning to give $482 million to aviation manufacturers to help save jobs. Companies still struggling because of the pandemic.
The Transportation Department says companies getting the money must not lay off workers or cut their pay. The government says the money will protect up to 22,500 jobs. The pandemic caused a sharp drop in air travel that reduced demand for new planes.
And that's correspondent Jeremy House. He says an estimated 100,000 aerospace jobs have been lost since the start of the pandemic. Afghanistan is the issue as Secretary of State Antony Blinken testifies today before the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Tomorrow, the Secretary returns to Capitol Hill when he will appear before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee to discuss Afghanistan. Again, on Wall Street, the Dow up 287 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to our number 3.
Tres inviernos,
of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Sometimes you got to stutter.
Yeah, it's just off the air. Mm-hmm. I got something in the email, and I'm assuming there was a complete somebody was having a problem with computers. Put it this way, it was like typing, but very reminiscent of that courtroom Zoom meeting where the guy's a cat. I'm not a cat.
I'm not a cat.
I feel like it was one of those, like, it's doing this by itself. I don't know how it's doing it.
I have a theory.
Yeah.
And I think this has to, now, as I'm saying this, I've got the voice of Gene in my head going,
yeah,
apples don't do that. But the latest Android update, and I don't know if anybody else has had this problem. If you're like typing something and then like your phone gets like, disoriented to where like the gyroscope happens and like your screen floats or whatever, it will put the thing that you just wrote again. I've had it happen to me on multiple occasions.
Maybe that's what she's got going on. I don't know.
It very well could be, yeah.
But it was like, please fix multiple. And I'm like, wait, did I do drugs this morning? It just doesn't look right. Turns out, no, she has a problem. So, but I just saw that moments before we were on air. So I wanted to point that out.
The real question is, did you do enough drugs this morning? That's what needs to be addressed.
That's the one the doctor prescribed. That's so I don't, my head doesn't explode because of high blood pressure or any of that kind of stuff. That's what happens. So, but I just saw that and thought that was neat.
Adorable.
It was cute.
Oh, look at her. She tries. She really does.
A for effort. But anyway, welcome to Monday.
Yep.
Hope you're having a delightful day so far. I know it's not fun like Friday. It's not sexy. It's not, hey, happy Friday. No, none of that.
Monday can be sexy. I mean, it's not right now, but I'm just saying it could be.
Sure, like a
Monday off.
Labor Day.
Yeah, Labor Day. So Monday has potential.
4th of July falls on a Monday.
Monday's one of those days that has character and potential.
Yeah. You know what I don't like? Bless you. I don't like Christmas on a weekday. Or on a weekend.
On a weekend. I was going to say, I prefer Christmas on a weekday because that way you get the extra day.
Yeah.
Although it always feels dirty when it's like a Wednesday and they're like, okay, we'll see you Thursday.
To be honest, Christmas is perfect on a Tuesday or Friday.
Friday, I will give you.
No, because Christmas Eve's Monday. No one wants to mess around.
Okay.
You really kind of get a 4-day weekend by default.
Right.
Because no one does anything. If Christmas Eve's on a Monday, oh, yeah, that's a waste of nothing. No one, except for retail and last-minute shopping, but rest of us. So
yeah,
that's a sweet spot. You just you sleep on.
Tuesday, I wouldn't necessarily, because you're going to have to go back on Boxing Day. See, if you do it right, yes, on Boxing Day. If you do it the right way, I would say Christmas on a Thursday is the prime spot, because that way you're going to be given Friday off, and then you get the weekend. You get the 4-day, and then you get most of the week off. Plus, you get the shortened work week beforehand, and nobody actually does anything the week before Christmas. So those 3 days are just party in the office days.
Except for the problem with that is I work at one of those places like, no, come to work on Friday. Stare at the walls.
Right.
And then go home.
Right. No, yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong. There will be spots.
So I'll go. It'd just be me going, I don't know what you want to do. You want to eat leftover Rice Krispie treats?
Could.
Hey, I brought all my my red and green Hershey Kisses that I brought from work. But yeah, that's the deal.
I feel like the sweetest spot is Christmas on a Thursday, because that way you get the easy-ish week off. You probably get Friday off. See, even if you do have to come in on Friday, you probably just have to come in for a minute or two on Friday.
See, I like the Thursday, Christmas Eve, Friday, Christmas
Thursday,
Day.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, that's my jam. Anyway, I think what's Christmas on this year?
It's a good question.
I want to say it's like a Sunday or something like that. Don't quote me.
It would be.
I don't know. Anyway, while he's looking, let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you updated with the weather here in just a few minutes. Then here about 9:15 or so, we're going to have Lee and Jen from our American Legion Post 61 family join us, get an update. We awarded some money to people. We've done a couple things. We'll talk all about that here in just. And we got a couple things coming. We'll talk about that too. So
it's a Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
So Christmas Eve's a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least you won't have to get up for work on Sunday.
True.
That's a lot of church, because you're going to go for Christmas Eve Friday, then your Christmas Day Saturday, and then you got to go to your Sunday service.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of church.
Yep. If you do it right, you're going to be going the Friday before, or you're going to be going, the Friday beforehand.
Yeah.
Or the Thursday beforehand, then the Friday, and then the Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, most of those churches do like the 3-day, vigil.
Say bagels.
Second mention of an Einstein Brothers bagel today. Doggone it.
It's because we're talking about Christmas, and if there ain't anything more godly than a bagel or a pretzel, I don't know what it is.
I feel like a bagel is largely a Jewish food. I feel like that would lean a little, BC.
All I know is I eat it, I'm in heaven. So that's all I know.
Fair enough.
Y'all figure out the theology of the thing. I love bagels, and God made them things. I know for.
You never see glazed jelly bagels. I'd get down on it.
I've done some things with bagels.
Okay, all right, dude. Okay. We'll save that for the after hours.
Culinarily speaking, you savages.
Okay. Well, you know that when pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime.
Uh-huh.
It's true.
You know what's a good combo? It's you don't realize it. Bagel, plain cream cheese, loaded with roast beef. Eat it open face. It's
roast
delightful.
Beef, you say?
Delightful. Roast beef, cream cheese, bagel. You pick your flavors. You do you. Well, the mustard's fine too, but trust me, when I worked in the bagel bakery for when I was 18,
now we're talking about toasted bagel, correct?
Yeah, so I worked in a Chesapeake Bay bagel bakery for like 3 years.
That's hard to say. I worked at the Chesapeake Bay Bagel Bakery.
Yeah.
I pulled it off.
Filling out on the checks. But anyway. But yeah, I worked in a bagel bakery, Chesapeake Bay Bagel Bakery. I literally...
It's fun to say.
I've literally...
Plays with the ears.
I swear, if I got a job making candles, I'd literally be done the butcher, the baker, I worked in a meat room for like 3 years. I worked at a bagel bakery for like 2 years, and then I joined the military. So those are really horrible jokes. Exactly. I'm 2/3 of a guy walked into a bar joke. But anyway.
The third guy ducked.
That's right. I'm the other guy that's not the butt of the joke. But anyway, so trust me, because we used to do combos in the bagel business. I used to get up at Dark 30, bake bagels, the whole thing. But roast beef, cream cheese, bagel, toast it. It's delightful.
See, I'm not doubting you. It just I always feel like like a salmon, like a smoky, like
That's
a
good
salmon
too.
would go.
I'm telling you, they're all good. Y'all sleep on all these.
Have a good time. You're talking all this stuff I'm allergic.
Bagels and lox
allergic
is
to
good
salmon?
too.
Really?
Bagel and lox are great. I don't know. You got to be a little nutty, whoever invented it. But once you get there, it's pretty good. It's not bad.
Now, I'm just curious. Have you always been allergic to fish?
Iodine. I'm
Okay.
Ah.
I wasn't sure if it was like something that had like been brought on later on.
No.
Okay.
It got worse over time.
Well, the reason I asked, you served overseas, so I figured, I've heard stories of people who got bit by like ticks and things like that, and then get like allergies from it.
So is it all fish or all seafood?
Seafood.
Okay.
I actually could eat. I don't like it, but I could actually eat trout and walleye and
See, I'd have a
pike,
problem if
but
I was in your situation.
lake fish.
Yeah,
but I just don't like it.
I'd have a huge problem because I grew up in Maryland. Seafood, like people eat Mexican food here. That's how I was raised on seafood. Okay, scrimp was just part of everything, and that's just how I.
Especially crustaceans.
Oh man,
kill me.
Oh, crab.
Ugh,
you give me a bagel, a pretzel, and some crabs, you will never see me again. I will go into a hole and never return.
He'll be happy. He'll die in there, but he'll die a happy man.
I'll go gladly, by the way.
They probably taught that in Leadership Roswell.
Mike, to get you to shut up, there's a cave over there. You crawl in that cave, there's an endless supply of blue crab, bagels, and soft pretzels. I'm like, good luck to y'all. I'll see y'all later. And I'm in.
I think Kim would kill that person. Just saying.
She better learn to like pretzels. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you thinking she's going to join you? Okay.
You're eating a lot of crab, sweetie.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. All right, it is 9:16. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. It looks like we'll stay warm for most of the upcoming week and little or no chance of rain with high pressure parked over our area. A little breezy today. We'll be in the low 90s with hazy sunshine. Overnight will be clear down to about 60 and then mid 90s for the afternoon high tomorrow, and we keep the sunshine. Clear for Tuesday night and then low to mid 90s Wednesday and Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Sean with, sorry, I was talking Billy Ocean stuff there, but yeah, I was hitting, because Sean was telling me there was only like one Billy Ocean song, and I said, oh, you have not been open to the world of Billy Ocean. Then I hit him with all the Billy Ocean. But anyway, that's another day. People are like, Billy Ocean, what are you talking about? Currently 62 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 52%. Winds are calm at the moment. They're saying widespread haze this morning, then sunny this afternoon. You determine that. I don't know. They've been hitting me with widespread haze and mostly clear at the same time all the time here. Sunny 92 today. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight with an overnight low of 61. South winds 5 to 10. Tuesday, sunny and 96 tomorrow with southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then looking at the rest of the week on Wednesday, a little cooler. Sunny 91 for a high on Wednesday. Northeast winds 5 to 10. And then start warming back up for the rest of the week. Thursday, sunny and 94. Friday, sunny and 96. And then the weekend, sunny 97 on Saturday. More of the same, sunny, hot, high of 97 for Sunday. So if you don't like rain, this is going to be the week for you. All right, it is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. 3.5 if you're counting at home. And then on the other side, we'll talk with Lee and Jen from our American Legion Post 61 family. Don't go away.
Enjoy more of the speed you need with gigabit internet from Plateau Fiber. Fiber means more speed, and that means more streaming on more devices with less buffering. Plateau offers True Gig, a dedicated fiber connection to download and upload what you want with speeds up to a gigabit per second. Best of all, it's all yours. You don't have to share your connection with the whole neighborhood. Sign up now to ensure your neighborhood is part of the next service zone. Learn more and get signed up today at plateaufiber.com. That's plateaufiber.com.
Have you been dealing with stress or anxiety lately? Don't let that stop you from getting the dental work done that you know needs to happen. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and every day we help people just like you have a relaxing and pain-free experience with IV sedation. Just imagine a dental experience where you don't remember the needles or the drills. If that's what you're looking for, we can help. Let us ease your stress and create the best dental experience ever.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main or call 622-4455.
We serve all New Mexico. If you think it's hard to take out a home loan, those rumors are wrong. It's not true. Contact Loan Officer Elliot Rodriguez, MLS number 41002 at CMG Financial, phone number 719-237-4680. At CMG Financial, we can help. Experience extraordinary with CMG Financial. Every customer, every time, no exceptions, no excuses. CMG Financial is a registered trade name of CMG Mortgage Incorporated, MLS 1820. CMG Mortgage Incorporated is equal opportunity lender. To verify complete list of states licensed, visit www.mlsconsumersaccess.org.
Equal fair housing is the right for everyone to have access to all housing opportunities without discrimination based on race, religion, national origin, sex, color, familial status, or disability.
We serve all New Mexico. If you think it's hard to take out a home loan, those rumors are wrong. It's not true. Contact Loan Officer Elliot Rodriguez, MLS number 41002 at CMG Financial, phone number 719-237-4680. At CMG Financial, we can help. Experience extraordinary with CMG Financial. Every customer, every time, no exceptions, no excuses. CMG Financial is a registered trade name of CMG Mortgage Incorporated, MLS 1820. CMG Mortgage Incorporated is equal opportunity lender. To verify complete list of states licensed, visit www.mlsconsumersaccess.org.
Equal fair housing is the right for everyone to have access to all housing opportunities without discrimination based on race, religion, national origin, sex, color, familial status, or disability.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service also allows me to be there for my community in ways others can't. I help my hometown recover after nature strikes. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country and those I care about safe from threats. I also work with a network of professionals that help me succeed. Also, the Army National Guard's education benefits make getting a higher education a reality. Being an Army National Guard soldier makes living and serving in my community more rewarding every day. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. During your lifetime, you'll produce enough saliva to fill 2 swimming pools. Spit out this bit of information at your next pool party. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from our American Legion Post 61 family, Lee and Jen are back with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
White man.
How are you guys doing today?
We're doing well.
Good. Yep. I'd say the family, of course, Jen is our auxiliary president, and
Yes.
Lee, our post commander.
Yes.
Among other things.
I'm not certified, though. I'm not a certified leader. Just
certifiable.
I'm like the rubber duck. Everybody's just following me.
Right. There you go. Maybe you should do leadership, Roswell, one year. I think you could benefit from
I think
some
it's
of that.
expensive.
It is. It can be, but it's a good way to connect and meet people, and you get to see a lot of cool stuff that you actually don't get to see. The general public doesn't,
Interesting.
Well, the one that amazes me the most that I think, because we got Fletzy here, we have Leah, we've got a lot of military security type entities here, and I'm just scratching the surface. There's more than that. Mm-hmm. But the thing that was like the most secretive that you did not expect was going to Christmas by Krebs. And for folks that don't know, Christmas by Krebs, they make Christmas ornaments. To be honest, odds are pretty good. If you own a glass Christmas ornament, and I don't care where you live at in the world, odds are pretty good it was made right here in Roswell.
I had no idea.
They make like the largest percentage of glass ornaments in the world here in Roswell out of there.
Huh.
But they use a lot of proprietized assembly equipment. Proprietary. Excuse me. Equipment that like part of the assembly line and part of the process that's they don't want people to know about because they don't want someone else saying, "Hey, we're going to get in this business and make it." You know what I mean? They're protecting their assets. So it was kind of secretive to go to the place that makes Christmas ornaments, and you're kind of like, of all places, this is like Santa's little toy shop, and it's like, no, this is top secret stuff you're looking at. So
interesting.
That's leadership, Roz. You get to see cool and do. I mean, that's just a little bit of it, but anyway, we're here to talk American Legion, so let's do that. I know American Legion Post 61 has been busy. Before we talk about some of the other stuff, last week we've been telling you all about this. So if you missed out, it's on you. I'm telling you. Over the last couple months, Post 61, thanks to some very kind donations, we were offering some scholarships for basically brats, veterans, people pursuing pretty much any STEM-related career field, going to school for that, whether it's a trade school or a four-year university or somewhere in between. But we were offering scholarships, and we did award a scholarship to a very fine young lady, right? If I remember.
Yes, she's a veteran and going to nursing school.
Yeah.
And Eastern New Mexico.
Yeah. So congratulations.
I haven't been able to get a hold of her yet.
So we're not going to release the name yet? All right.
But I have been trying to get a hold of the financial aid department, but apparently they're all working from home.
Okay. So we'll release the name when the person knows?
Yeah.
Kind of like when the next of kin thing, but this is for good news.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, it's unfortunate it's been delayed because we had so much going on, and after National Convention and Memory and Law and stuff that came up, it got pushed for a week.
Yeah.
So, but we have made our selection, and we will be contacting her probably today if I can get a hold of her.
Hopefully, somebody's listening right now. It's like, I applied for that scholarship. Hey, wait, I'm a veteran. Wait, I'm going for a nurse. Hey, that's me. I hope that's what's going on.
Yeah, well, apparently she's in her second year down there. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
but she was actually a veteran. I mean,
that's cool.
We didn't expect an actual veteran to apply.
I was surprised.
But it was certainly written so that we would accept that.
Sure. Yeah, because you kind of think GI Bill, and so obviously she's probably used some of that and using this to help offset. It's expensive to go to school.
And unfortunately, we still have a little bit of money left over. So what we probably will do is offer another $500 scholarship for the winter semester.
Yes.
So
more details to come on that, and I'm guessing. Because of some of the benefactors that have been kind enough to donate for this reason, we probably will have more of these kind of monies coming in the future.
It's possible, but I do know that we're supposed to announce now that we're also going to have 4 $2,500 scholarships next year.
Oh, sweet.
So it's a total of $10,000 that we have. And
so all these didn't pay enough attention this time. They're pay attention now because the stakes just got a little sweeter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So. And again, if you go to the Roswell Legion, I was about to say Facebook page, website, you can see all the rules, the requirements of being.
Right.
And I would imagine next year the rules will be pretty much the same.
No, they'll be identical.
Yeah.
The dates will change and the amounts may change, but
the requirements
will be exactly the same.
Very good. So please. Check it out. Fill out the scholarship. I'll let you know when it goes hot, please. But we're itching to give people money, and we want to help people.
I can't give away money fast enough.
It's a weird problem to have.
It is very strange, but every year there's scholarships, millions of dollars that go unapplied for, and I don't understand why.
I think most people just think they're not either qualifiable or worthy of it, or they think. And here's the thing. If you meet the requirements for something based on the paper, apply. it's not your job to determine whether you're worthy or not. That's someone else's job. Your job is to apply. Don't give the people that are determining who gets it a chance to have a chance to do that. And the only way to do that is by
maybe they
submitting.
thought that $500 wasn't enough to write a little essay for.
I'll take it if you don't need it. Shoot. I use $500.
Yeah, Michael go back to school just for that.
You know how many pretzels I can get in college? For $500?
No. We're moving forward.
He's always in the student cafeteria eating soft pretzels. That's all he's doing in there. Occasional bagel, but it's usually soft pretzels.
So, Memory Lawn. We've got a bunch of projects coming up on Memory Lawn.
Yes, we do.
And we're going to need more money. So
the big projects are coming. We've had amazing people come out, and I think they've got the weeds and the vegetation.
It looks really nice out there
taken
now.
care of. Now we got to get to the part of lifting up some of these graves, like refilling in dirt.
Yeah, we mowed
the irrigation system
section
going.
C yesterday. The whole section got mowed yesterday. We'll be working on probably B and a little bit of A on Sunday.
Okay.
For those who don't know, Section C is the farthest east.
Okay.
And then B is in the middle and A is on the west side.
Okay.
Other projects is we're going to be planting trees here pretty soon.
Okay.
We're trying to get the irrigation system lined out, and as you were just keying on, if we're going to start lifting these graves if we can, but quite frankly, the heavy equipment and stuff getting out there is difficult. So what I would like to do is get a tripod with the crane and all that stuff, and that's a little over $2,000.
Okay.
Which I don't have enough to do that right now. But if I had that, then we could be out there lifting up these graves and
something that's available for that cemetery for all the time.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because even we were just out, clearing off some of the graves and picking up trash, and the ground was soft enough that in some places, even just I would sink in the ground, let alone any of the heavy equipment.
Well, that's one thing you will never win the battle against erosion. God's going to beat you every time.
And we need about $100,000 for the irrigation system. The owners put in about 40 of that right now.
Okay.
So we still need lots of dough.
Now, the good news is we've had some very generous folks giving hundreds of dollars. I think we got a couple grand in donations just in the last couple of weeks here, which has been a godsend to help pay for fuel, pay for equipment.
Big hands off to Wakefield Oil. They
donated fuel.
$100 worth of fuel, and that's helping us to keep it in the lawnmowers and the weed whackers.
And by the way, these are people that are generously not only donating their time, but their equipment. They're coming out, donating their time and helping us work, but also bringing their bush hogs and various other whacking equipment to get this stuff down.
Ralph Green is out there even more than we are.
Yeah.
He's one of our members. And
to be honest,
hats off to Don. Well, Don organizes all this. And
he was a good man that we just luckily convinced to help join us with him. He because he was there doing this. He was literally like he was there just doing his thing.
Yep.
And then we showed him, said, "Hey, we want to help do your thing." And he was like, "I've been doing, but come on, help." And then he's now a part of it. He's obviously a veteran, and now he's part of our 61 family. But to be honest, he was a good man doing this long before he put the Legionnaire hat on. Now he's just got a Legionnaire hat to go with it. But he's a good man.
He's proud to be a Legionnaire. He's come to meetings, and he's participating in all the whole 9 yards.
Absolutely. But I want to give him credit. It's like he had this idea to do stuff long before we as a Legion were there doing it.
Yes,
I want to segue
true.
into, we got 2 ceremonies coming up. We got Gold Star ceremony, which is on the 24th? 6th. 26th this month. We still don't have an honoree yet. I'm going to try to resolve that today.
Okay. And if not, are we going to do a general Gold Star ceremony?
Do something.
Honoring all Gold Star families.
That's right.
Not put it on a specific family.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And then to segue into Ralph. Ralph had a son who served in the military in Afghanistan and all that stuff. Came back, was a highly successful individual. Survivor's guilt apparently got to him, and he took his own life.
PTSD is a heck of a thing, man, and we're still learning it.
We're going to have a ceremony for him on October 24th.
Okay. So that's our white
White Star.
My apologies.
Yeah,
White Star. Silver is injured, if I remember right.
Yeah, we need to let the public know the difference between all of these. Gold Star, especially family, or Gold Star Mother, which is September, someone, your sibling or whatever, has died in combat, etc., a result of his injuries. White Star is suicide.
Gotcha.
We need to be really cognizant of this. With COVID, it's gone up to like 23 a day. So we need to get this under control. If you know a veteran or someone who is struggling, please give them the help that they need, or point them towards us.
Absolutely.
Or a VSO, or call the VA.
Get them help. I don't care where. Get them help.
Right.
Yeah. And then
you mentioned that 23 thing. I've been watching that number grow over the years. I remember, like, when you started
about 19.
Yeah, I remember seeing like that stat all over social media. 19 soldiers a day kill themselves. Now, like you said, and over the last several years here, I've been watching 20 soldiers a day. 21. Now it's up to 23 on average are killing themselves every day. And suicide's bad across the board. I don't care if it's military related or not. And but with PTSD and the things and how it triggers and how it we got a long way to understand this stuff and learn it, and we're just scratching the surface. So we want to and unfortunately the way the stigma that suicide has been over many years in human history, and they've always treated it as kind of that's a coward's way out. You know what I mean? They've always had that. It's been the last 20 years. It's like, no, there's people with some mental health issues that's causing this. This isn't them just saying, hey, I want to, there's things going on that aren't right, that are making them think that suicide is a good option here. We need to address that. It's not a coward's way out. It is something not working properly that we need to help them with. And that's what's going on here. And we've gone from thinking coward to now understanding it. We just got to get a lot better at understanding it and going from there. And so, yes, our White Stars and anyone dealing with this.
The other two stars that we recognize is our Blue Star, which means you have a service member is deployed.
Serving, yeah.
So you have somebody serving, active. So if you see those things on the back of vehicles around Roswell, it just means they're proud of the fact that someone in their family is serving.
Yeah.
And Silver Star, the last one, if you're injured, missing a limb or PTSD or stuff like that.
Sure.
So we need to take care of our injured heroes as well as our fallen heroes.
Absolutely. Yeah, because, obviously, you've seen, I think enough of us have seen commercials for Wounded Warrior and all these great organizations that help our veterans out there. But you look, and you see
I don't normally plug other organizations, but Elks Club just raised like $19,000.
$25,000.
Or was it $25,000 for Wounded Warrior?
That's awesome. The more the merrier on this, because we gotta nip this in the bud. We gotta provide for those that have put their
we were actually at the farmers market, and one of the gentlemen from the Elks Club came up and was talking to us after we had done our 9/11 tribute, and he explained that during their golf tournament they had raised this $25,000, and then come to find out they're also a really good resource for veterans in need of help.
Okay.
Not just the Legion as well.
So if you're listening out there, veterans, and you're looking for and you're running out, please, the fraternal or the Benevolent Order of Elks, BO. Yeah, that's. I was in the Boy Scouts, and our sponsor was an Elks troop. So
okay.
I had to partake.
We
in some of
did
those.
do a 9/11 tribute.
We did
Saturday morning. What we did, because everybody was doing their own thing, later. We did an actual timeline.
The bell ringing.
What we did.
Yeah.
We did the bell ringing, and we announced what happened. We started at 6:45 local time, and we went all the way up to, the end, which is about 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So by 9 a.m. here in Roswell, everything was done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think the plane in Shanksville went down in like 9:06.
8:46.
Oh, 8:46 our time.
So it really, that was kind of that wasn't the last thing. Then the last tower fell.
Okay.
Right then. So everything was done by 9, and but then they had a great little song and dance and tribute with honor guard and stuff later, which was good. But
If I remember right, the last tower fell, but that was the first tower to be hit. If I remember right.
No,
Yeah, the south tower was first.
I thought the second plane that hit actually hit it in a more tender spot. If I remember, I think it caught hotter quicker. And I think that second tower went down first.
Well, 846 hit because
it was a little
the
lower.
North Tower.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
Yeah, he's still got the ceremony in his phone.
I want to say that
you're right.
Yeah.
The last tower fell at 8:28 our time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
I think because if you look at the footage, not that you'd want to anymore, but I've seen it enough, and I think that second plane actually hit the tower more square, and it caused more damage on the initial crash, which escalated the time before that building was collapsing.
Right.
And I think that other plane didn't hit it quite true,
and
maybe bought a little bit of time.
People have a lot of misunderstanding about this. I mean, the airplanes went into the towers. They didn't just bounce off.
Oh yeah, they went right through.
They went right in. And unfortunately, when the tower was created, they were using material that was a very good insulator. Insulators. So as the fire raged inside, the fire was insulated to the point where it elevated the temperatures.
It was cooking it
really quick,
basically. Yeah.
Now, and you can see in some of the videos, you see all this liquid metal coming out.
That the
Well,
steel
that's
melting?
aluminum.
Oh, aluminum. Okay,
That's aluminum
From the skin of the
Aluminum
plane.
from the planes. Now, the
Okay.
planes are made mostly of aluminum.
Gotcha.
And the problem with aluminum is one of the most unstable things. I mean, they've had aluminum factories blow up.
Yeah.
You know,
In its liquid state,
in
it's
its liquid
extremely
state.
explosive.
Oh, I got
It's extremely volatile. So as it started eating through the floors and it hits those water lines, water and aluminum, it sounds like bombs
So it was a
going
powder
off.
keg ready to.
It sounds like
Yeah.
bombs going off.
Okay.
Anybody in science class ever messed around with sodium? You drop it in water, it's explosive.
You better
Yeah.
duck.
But aluminum and water, you better be way away from it because it has a very loud sound when
I
it
didn't do
hits
well in
water.
science class, in case you know. That's why I'm
Well,
afraid you.
so a lot of times, well, there were explosions. Well, yeah, there were.
That was the aluminum.
It was the
cooking off.
aluminum cooking the water.
Ah.
Yeah.
You know, and then the insulation that was on the center pipes. I mean, they had noted in many maintenance logs before it was chipping off and gone and stuff like that. So it exposed those cores.
So it was just a cocktail of a perfect storm of.
It really
The other
was a
thing you have
perfect
to
storm.
understand is
Yeah.
these skyscrapers, they're designed, if they fail, to pancake.
Right.
Because you don't want them falling into the
Sure.
buildings all over the
Exactly.
place. If you want to, and how are you going to ever replace it if you need to get rid of it?
Sure.
You pancake the thing.
It's just like when they build new casinos in Vegas, and you always see them demolition.
They all
the
come
old
in
ones.
on each
Yeah.
other. They
Yeah.
pancake because, well, unless they mess up. I've seen a few videos online of that.
The
but-
engineer didn't quite get that one right.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah.
My bad.
But I mean, I heard all these conspiracy theories all the years, and I watched these YouTube videos, and oh yeah, it had to have been this and had to have been that. No, the simplest explanation is more logical.
That's why the internet can be your friend and the devil at the same time.
Right.
So.
But I used it for good the other day. I actually looked up because for some reason, I don't know why I never had. Maybe it was just too soon.
Uh-huh.
But I looked up the memorial that they had created and they had built.
It's beautiful.
It is truly beautiful, and it is
I have not been
more
back.
expansive than I thought. It's 16 acres.
Yeah, I've never been since the time. Last time I was in New York City, the towers were still there, so I have not
Me
been
too.
there since.
Same. In fact, I didn't go up in the towers, but I was there.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I went up Statue of Liberty, but I did not go up the World Trade Center.
Exactly
I was
right.
right there.
Well, yeah. Oh, you did the Bataan Death March.
No,
anybody's ever been in the Statue of Liberty knows that they line them up.
Oh yeah,
and they force you into the stairwell. And you can't stop. You're just force climbing, and if you're not in shape, your legs are just killing
and it's
you.
cramped. It's because it's a statue. It's not like round rooms or square. You know,
and you
it's
get to the very top, you get to look out of the windows at the very top, or the holes, or whatever. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But you only got about 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then you're going down the other side, and it's just to be not honest, even worth it.
The best spot is get off at the pedestal there and walk around. Because then you got time to look around and see things.
Yeah.
You're not smelling everybody's BO 3 inches from you.
I was forced to do it, and I thought, well, I've done it. But it's like, if I'd had my druthers, I'd never do it again.
I think I heard a stat over the 9/11 weekend and ceremonies that the waterfall in the memorial is like the largest in North America other than like
I hadn't heard that.
Niagara Falls. That's
it's the largest man-made waterfall in North America.
Yeah, it's and that's part of the the memorial. You look down and you see the names around it.
I know they argued about that for like 15 years before they actually did it.
I would love to hear my bucket list, and I've talked about this on the radio a couple times, but the museum that's there, the whole flag story. The flag that was there that the firefighters put out on 9/11. There's a whole story there.
Yeah.
Well, it's a whole story. The flag, that one they had for many years, was not the flag. Someone did a switcheroo on it and all this, and then they did a whole thing looking for the flag, and then a couple years ago, a flag was dropped off at a fire station in Washington State somewhere, and they did all the authentic testing on it, the dust, and that's the flag. So they got it. But for a while, the flag that they were showing and displaying, matter of fact, the flag that I think's at like Yankee Stadium and all that, that's not the flag. That's the other flag.
Oh, I had no idea.
Other flag was hanging in the museum.
The 9/11 thing came through. We drove down to Artesia.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
And we went through that thing, and it was impressive.
If you get a chance to see the mobile museum of the 9/11, it's worth doing.
Yeah.
Take an hour out of your day and go see it.
Anyway, we got some stuff coming up here too.
Yeah, I want to mention those.
We got October 31st.
Halloween.
We're going to do the drive-through Halloween thing again. We're actually expanding it.
Yes.
Expanding it to 2 sides.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And we may have booths and stuff. I'm not sure how that's all working out.
Okay. It might not all be just drive-through this time because of the
right, but the actual the drive-through itself is actually going to be that Saturday on the 30th.
Yes, it is. On the 30th.
Right.
Yes. And it will be at First United Methodist Church again.
Yes.
In the parking lot there.
Right.
Come again. The church is allowing us to do everything and supporting us and helping us out.
200 North Pennsylvania, but we're on the Kentucky side.
Yes, correct.
So
just look for all the spooky stuff. And then come on.
Right. Yeah.
What time is everything getting underway this year for the Halloween event?
Okay, you would ask the one question I don't know the answer to.
Our committee hasn't quite figured that out yet, but I'm guessing it's going to be similar to last year.
Thinking around 5-ish, everything, but around dusk is when everything.
Dusk. Yeah, we may have stuff ahead of time.
Yeah.
Like if we have walking around stuff, we'll probably do that.
I think by then, by 6 p.m., it should be good and dark by then. By October 31st, generally it's usually good and dark about 6. So figure around that time.
Yeah. We'll be coming back and visiting you, and we'll have some more details as it gets closer to the 30th.
The aliens will come.
Oh yeah, they've been percolating and calculating and meticulating and coming up with new stuff.
Every time I talk to Joy Donnelly, they got 5 more things they just.
They're so excited.
Yeah,
There's going to be this hand thing that I got to build a box for.
Yeah.
When they're not busy making just home warming gifts,
they do it.
They just want to come out and scare the living daylights out of you.
The very creative people. Yeah.
They either want to soothe you with a warm blanket or scare the living night.
Also, thanks to a lot of generous donations, and hopefully we'll get a few more. We're going to do a donation for CASA Kids here real soon. We're going to try to fill their store with some needed items.
Yep.
And, of course, holiday season's right around the corner.
November, we tend to buy turkeys and give it to homeless shelters. And
if anybody's looking and wanting to need help with some of that, reach out to us, please. We go around, and, of course, we do help, our some of our big names, our Harvest Ministries, and places that are year in, year out are out helping folks. But
one thing we need right now is candy. So if anybody would like to donate bags of candy for our Halloween deal, that would be awesome.
I know right now you're busy buying it all and eating it at home and not, this is for Halloween, and then it's gone by the weekend. And you're like, I know that move. Just buy a couple extra and actually see if you can make it to us. Just drop it off. And because I know we all buy, they do it to us. It's their fault.
They put Halloween candy out in August, knowing full well no one needs Halloween candy in August. The only people who are buying it are people that they know, oh, it's for Halloween. And then like 3 days later, you just ate a bunch of fun-sized Milky Ways.
Yes, it's cruelty, I'm sure.
And, of course, in November, we're going to have Veterans Day Parade.
Yes.
Now, one thing, this year's been a lot of buzz. I've got car clubs that want to come in. I'm hoping that we're going to get something going on at the Wool Bowl. We've been talking to vendors. Maybe they can hang out up there. Hoping that the car club that will be participating, at least one, I think there's another one we're talking to, but what we would like them to do is park up at the Wool Bowl, and then we'll have like a car show at the very end.
Kind of an after-party parade party.
Kind of, yeah. We've been kind of occupying the Wool Bowl after the parade, and that's been kind of successful.
Yeah, and now we're just trying to formalize it a little more.
Yeah, we kind of do the solemn ceremonial parts at the beginning at the courthouse lawn, and then we use the parade up Main Street as that transition, and then we get to the Wool Bowl, and then we celebrate our veterans. We celebrate all the reasons why we have.
I've been hoping that NIMI will participate this year, but I've got at least a dozen calls into them, and they haven't returned.
Yeah, I know with schools and stuff, they're so like nothing set in stone with the COVID and everything. So I think they're really just unable to commit to anything because of the world we live in.
And with all that, we're going to have the art contest again, the essay contest. By the way, we're having a meeting tomorrow. For the parade. And, of course, it's open to anybody that wants to come and
meet here in the JP White Building.
That's right.
3rd Main,
here.
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Right here.
Beat on the door. Call the mornings with Mike Winter's number on there if you want to come. And there's because that'll get you. The phone will ring and they'll let you in.
Yeah.
But in case you don't get here when they all.
We got a speaker this year for the Veterans Day. Jack Swigert.
Yes, he's
if you ever saw the movie We Were Soldiers, I believe it was the Greg Kinnear,
the helicopter pilot.
That's basically
the guy that kept coming in and out. And
that's right. It's basically him. It was.
And
his
if I remember
story.
the way the movie goes, wasn't he ordered not to come back? Did it anyway and all that? Yeah, if I remember right.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's what really happened or just how the movie portrays it.
Apparently he lives right here in Roswell. So
he's a New Mexico native. I know he. I want to say he's done media and radio. Like I think he spent some time.
He said
cruises.
he had. Yeah.
I think he spent some time in cruises and did like some of the news stuff. And because I know I've talked with him on the phone before. I don't think I met him in person.
He was supposed to come to our meeting last week, but he had a sibling die of it. I guess.
I'm sorry.
So he had to bug out, but
he will be our guest speaker.
He will be our guest speaker.
Which, like you said before, the theme for this year's Veterans Parade
is Vietnam.
Is the Vietnam era. We pick a different each year. Like last year was Korea. This year will be Vietnam. So
next year will probably be Cold War. And then we'll start going into the other ones,
the post Cold War Afghanistan's, and I don't know if you're going to do some Grenadas or any of those.
Probably Lebanon, Grenada, Panama. I don't know. Bosnia, Serbia.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Iraq,
Afghanistan.
Yeah. But this year's parade is, as usual, on the Saturday before Veterans Day, which this year is on the 6th of November.
Very good. So it'll be about 5-6 days.
We're hoping to get out to the schools to do POWMIA stuff. I had talked to Jennifer Cole, and she said that was okay. I just haven't got a hold of any of the principals yet, but we need to do that pretty soon. We're probably going to get that essay art contest stuff out this week.
By the way, there's last year's winner down over here behind my whole thing. It's still there, protected in the corner, our winner last year. So I'll have to put it back out.
Maybe in a year or so we'll have like an alumni.
There you go.
Yeah.
We could get a I would certainly love to have that over this thing hanging there.
Well, I figure it's there for some reason.
Yeah.
Scared of the living daylight.
I think
you need that for the Halloween thing?
Yeah.
I'm sure we can make some people
actually
cry
we
after
probably
this.
should, especially if we get some support from KEND.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe you can make some people cry with that thing.
Was that originally done for the Historical Society?
Matter of fact, a gentleman who we know in common was the one who made that thing, and because he made a donation to the Historical Society. Same gentleman who's done some stuff for us.
Same guy.
He is responsible for that thing in existence. That's his fault. By
Well, we know he has a sense of humor.
Let him know.
I mean,
I'm going to stare at this every time I
in all seriousness, when I make these jokes, he's like, please get rid of it. I didn't want to. No, it's fine. We're having fun with it. Is it frightening? For me, you betcha. But no, we're good. I love having fun with it.
I'm pretty sure it's an ego stroke.
Maybe.
Well,
could be.
He's a radio personality.
Yeah. Although, to be honest, it makes me feel oogie more than...
Oogie?
You know, I feel like just...
Somebody staring at you?
Yeah, it's just... Have you ever had something
like a Rockwell song?
Have you ever had something that large made of you in any way, shape?
No.
It's a weird feeling to see that.
I am much larger than you. It would have to be the whole huge thing. No.
It feels off-putting in my head to have something of me looking at the round like that.
Somebody watching me.
Not to mention it sits in the corner sometimes, and it's dark in here, and I'm working. All of a sudden, that thing feels like I've got some kind of stalker over there watching me. It's pretty.
Sounds like a personal problem.
I suppose
it's a lot of mental health.
We could burn it in effigy if you like.
No, because I want to. It's a lot of. Well, I don't.
It's that ego thing.
I don't want to make the person upset that actually made it. I'd hate to. I don't know what kind of money it costs for one of these, but I don't think they're cheap.
It's not that much.
I'm not out in the fathead business, so this is way better than the fatheads because it's like thick and it's not like those ones that's supposed to stick on a wall that don't.
I imagine.
Maybe.
I bet you it's $50.
Anyway.
I think because of what the image is, they probably had to pay double. It's like, you want that on there? No, we're charging you double. I just sold the time. If anybody has any questions about anything we're talking about here, RoswellLegion.org is our website. You can go there and find everything you need to know. You can, including our main phone number, if you want to talk to someone about memory lawn, or if you want to make a donation, or if you want to be a part of the Legion, or if you want to learn more about the scholar, whatever we do, you want to learn more about it. Or of course, tune in tomorrow. We're going to have a couple of our auxiliary members join us, and we're going to be talking about.
She's scared to death.
Oh, it'll be.
She's very nervous. Yes.
Tell her I'll put that down if that's the problem, because I can see how that might be scary. But anyway,
you might want to let her put it down. I put Mike down.
I like it.
Laying on the ground there.
Exactly. But we'll talk more about some of the things that are going on there. There's, of course, the quilt we've had, the wall quilt that we've had, but we'll talk all that.
Yeah, that's going to go October 16th. So if you guys want a chance to win that was handmade.
Yeah.
$5 a shot, and we'll be drawing on October 16th.
Yeah, every Saturday out at the farmers market. Come out, you look for the American Legion Post 61 booth. And
speaking of booths, we're going to be at Eastern New Mexico State Fair.
Yes, we're going to be there for the week. So please come out and visit.
Yeah.
Will that still be in the ticket window, or
no? We'll be in the commercial building.
Okay. No, I mean, but like the dates, we'll be still selling tickets for the quilt during that time, or that'd be free. So so you can get tickets for that at the event at the fair too. But
and just fair warning, I won't be there. I will be out of town. So all you people that are avoiding me, you could come to the Eastern New Mexico State Fair.
He used a fair pun there in case you didn't catch it.
I'm surprised.
I'm fairly certain he knew what he was doing.
Could be.
But yes, please. But if you can't wait to get your tickets for the, please come out this Saturday. Come out and like I said, they get going 7 a.m. for the farmers market.
7 to 11 every Saturday,
and then we'll be out at Memory Lawn on Sunday at 7 as well.
7 as well.
That's right.
Is that a standing order? Sundays at 7 right now?
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to ask our chairman.
Okay, but it sounds like it is for right now. But again.
I would like it to be Sundays because we get more participation on Sunday.
And Saturdays
during the week is hard.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, we've had some Wednesday morning things, but people that have day jobs really can't go and do that.
Right, and we wanted to give the folks that have to work a chance to help out if they wish to.
And unfortunately, you live in southeast New Mexico, and it's the blue blazes hot by the time noon hits, so we have to do it dark 30. So that's 7 a.m.
That's exactly right.
Is the
and we have to be done at farmers market by 11 because of the wind.
Yes.
Yeah, it gets. Well, 'tis the season. It's going to start.
It gets breezy.
Up there. Yeah, start blowing in.
All right. Well, thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Anytime, appreciate it. We'll see you. We'll see some of y'all tomorrow. Well, not you guys.
No, I'm not coming tomorrow.
But some of the other Legion family tomorrow.
Yes.
And
you get to meet my wife.
I've met her.
I'm just kidding. I mean,
I know what he meant.
Your audience.
I know what he meant.
I know you met her. She's going to feel really self-conscious.
Oh, it'll be fun. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, 9:58. Quick break before we go. Don't go away.
The High Caliber Summer Sale is on now at LGS Guns and Ammo. Now through Labor Day weekend, save big on guns, ammo, and everything you need. From brands like Glock, Ruger, Springfield, Smith & Wesson, Mossberg, and more. Plus, massive savings on ammo, targets, magazines, optics, and knives, and a great selection of Springfield St. Edge rifles. The High Caliber Summer Sale on now at LGS Guns and Ammo. Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammunition in Hobbs or Roswell, and at lgsguns.com. Score a jackpot of a great deal during the Instant Savings Vehicle event at Roswell Nissan. All in-stock vehicles have been marked down during this massive event, so odds are you'll save big. Get a 2011 Nissan Rogue, a 2013 Hyundai Veloster, a 2015 Nissan Altima, and more for only $149 a month. Or a brand new 2021 Nissan Titan 4x4 Crew Cab for under $40,000. Get a free 12-pack and spin the wheel just for stopping by. And while you're there, enter to win a multi-game table. Play to win this month at Roswell Nissan. 2111 West 2nd.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Hear Renee's story at Deere.com.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The average person spends